Good morning, everybody. Happy pre-Friday, July 7th, 2022. We have descended into the absurdium free agencyum, is what I told my son this morning, trying to give it a little bit of a Latin flair. We got to get some trades, man. The whole league is pretty much hung up, waiting to see what happens with Kevin Durant, and we very well may see some movement today or tomorrow, centered around DeAndre Ayton. That's right. He's expected to sign an offer sheet from one of two or three teams. The Pacers are being linked to them, to the Suns and DeAndre Ayton. Uh, the Pacers are also being linked to Russell Westbrook, as are the San Antonio Spurs. Lots to get to, including a phenomenal night in the W. Records were broken last night. The Aces and Liberty played. We'll get that. We have, Skylar Diggins Smith question, because I think it's only a matter of time until she's moved out of Phoenix. Where does she go? And, we're here to listen to what your team has done in your eyes for free agency. I'll get a tweet up here momentarily. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you in about 30 seconds. All right. Hey, good morning. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday. I've got a lot to get to and unpack. A lot of news in the background. A lot of people talking in terms of reporters and social media members of teams. Have a friend actually getting ready to leave one position to go to another. I want to give him a big shout out and congratulations to Wesley Robinson, whose last day the Charlotte Hornets is tomorrow. On to bigger and better things. Right, here we are. Good morning. Happy Thursday. If you want to come on up, raise your hand. I got the show card getting ready to go up. If you could do me the favor of liking and retweeting once it does. I already see 808s in the building. I see Bukhari ready to come up. Maliika Walker is here. Want to give a shout out to Jose, JFK, Warren from day one. What's up, Coach Chevy? It's good to see you. All right, let me get these two people up because apparently Bukhari is ready to go, as is Maliika Walker. First up, like we've done since the beginning of the off season, we're going to go ahead and dive into some WNBA talk. Maliika Walker of the Hoopstresses is here, and she is ready to gloat, ladies and gentlemen, because her New York Liberty put one on them Aces behind Sabrina's triple double. By the way, record fifth triple double this season in the WNBA. No other season has had more than one. Liberty 116, Aces 107. The Washington Mystics beat the Atlanta Dream 85-66. And those scrappy Minnesota Lynx behind Sylvia Fowles defeat the Chicago Sky in Minnesota 81-78. And that game has some notoriety because it's the last time we will see Fowles and Parker face up against each other. All right, well, to the victor goes the spoils. Although I do have to say the reason why the Liberty has turned around started here when I just incessantly made fun of their seafoam green uniforms. Maliika, good morning. How you doing?
How you doing? I also wanted to point out that Brittney Griner has pleaded guilty in a Russian court this morning to her charges. So we will see what the sentence will be when that comes down. That just was announced. So praying for her and her family. But yeah, Sabrina is her. And, Hanzu, I always mess up her last name. Um, or I think their names are reversed. Like Joe Tsai said something about in China their surnames are their names are reversed. So, but anyway, like she was incredible last night too. I just think that the team itself, the New York Liberty played it really well last night. I think that the Aces, I don't know what they were doing defensively, but also New York Liberty, New York Liberty were hitting their shots. So, their field goals were higher. You know what I mean? Like, so I just think that I'm just so happy and excited about the win that the Aces are in disarray. I want them to figure that out, but I'm glad they didn't figure it out against my team. So, we can use the win. And I'm glad that Sabrina has a win going into the All Star break, for All Star weekend. So, for the W. So, yay. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm not gonna gloat too much because I said, I'm sticking by my Liberty. They'll figure it out, and they're figuring it out. They're a young team for the most part, except for some veterans. And Sabrina got a lot of criticism when she first came out. Like, is she going to, I remember Super was like, you just picked because Diana Taurasi picked, like as far as the rookie she thought was going to work out, Diana Taurasi picked Sabrina. And Super had a field day saying, "Oh, you just picked her because like we'll see or whatever." Yeah, we'll see. Like Sabrina, I think Sabrina will be fine. So, that's I'm curious of what 808 is going to say because he always has um, interesting outlooks.
Want to give a shout out to Domo. Get better, my man. Sucks. COVID really sucks, everybody. But it's good to see you here. Hopefully, you are maintaining, as best you can. 808s, pop up here and go ahead and talk about how the Liberty were able to, pull off the upset, so to speak, over the Aces. Also, you've got your Chicago Sky and Lynx to recap, and then we'll get into a little bit of the Brittney Griner news, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you and good morning.
Give him the horn.
Was it me? Because I
Nah, it was 808s.
when you come up.
He was up here to make fun of me being on TV yesterday for my first.
Man, congratulations on that. Can I make fun of 808s by chance?
Well, I don't know because he ain't responding.
Oh wait, hold on. I walk away from the phone and Domo over here talking shit already.
Well, no, you walked away from the phone and you got this.
You even coming in and don't even know don't even know what's going on. 808s. This.
Hey Maliika, how about you worry about getting over 500 before you talk to me? How about that?
I mean, we won last night. That's a start. Don't even come at me like 808s.
I wish I had a mute button right now.
I just think you're funny. I never know what team you're going to speak on or who you're going to vote for.
Don't you like it? It's exciting, isn't it?
No, it's just you're all over the place. But I'm looking
that...
forward to hearing your perspective. I mean, my team, won last night. Let's give them some love.
Y'all played good last night,
made
Maliika.
Steph Dolson look like a non-all-star.
Y'all played with good heart. Y'all played real
We
well.
played. We won the game, Danny.
Played with good
won
heart.
the game.
Yeah, y'all won the game.
No, I'm not talking. No, Danny, I'm not talking to you.
Man, just already this morning. Literally like 8 minutes in.
No.
And you're already yelling at 808s. Like, y'all realize 808s gets yelled at like every day? I feel bad for the brother.
I like it.
Oh, so you're a master? Okay. All right, never mind. Continue to yell at the dude. He likes it.
Hey, 808s is still ducking smoke.
How?
Wait, hold on. How am I dunking smoke? I can show you the iMessage group chat, brother. The last two messages are from me.
I have COVID, so
you leaking group chats in 2022?
Wait, hold on, Domo. You have what?
Yes.
I have COVID, so I can't go into it.
Oh, so how am I dunking smoke? You literally dunking smoke.
Well, he is. That's a good one. Point to 808
give him a point.
as he digs himself out.
That one was solid. I'm not gonna lie. That one was solid. But no, man, Chris, I was at the gym. What was it like? Whenever we were supposed to play, like last Friday, I want to say when it was. But I was there, and I got there at 6. I text 808, hey, bro, got the guest pass and everything set up. Just pull up, let me know. I texted him at like noon, like, yo, can you be here at this time? He confirmed it. So I went to the gym, got a couple shots because I wanted to be a little loose, warm up. 6 o'clock come, 8:08 ain't there. Dude at the gym like, hey, yo, y'all trying to run some 3-on-3? I say, sure. I don't want to get myself too tired out, so I'm not going to do full court because I don't want no excuses when this man come and get this work. Chris, want to tell you, I ran 3 games of 3-on-3. Went 2-1 in it, by the way. And this man, 808, still hadn't showed up. By the time he texted me and said he wasn't coming, man, I had already got another one.
Well, wait, hold on. There is no context in this situation. Now, let me apply some. First of all, we got Coach Chevy in the building. If you don't follow her, you should. I mean, really should be. Anyways, Domo up here lying. There's 2 texts. This particular day in question. This particular day in question. My job is, very demanding. And this particular day, I was in the field. There was a car accident. Somebody ran into a pillar at a JPMC, and I had to oversee it. This didn't end until almost like 6:30, 6:40.
Okay, hold up. Pause, lie. Because ain't no way someone would let you oversee anything. That's how I know you. Now, you're not
like, we gotta move on. Like, we started out with some good W talking. Now we listening about how a dude is ducking smoke on a one-on-one game. All I know is Dany D can be there, Evan Townsend can be there, and we need video. Like, if it ain't about that, we don't need to talk about it right now. I want a day, I want a time, and I want video. Maliika, come save us. Oh, now Malika's about to get the horns.
So Sabrina had 31, 10, and 10 plus whatever. She had no turnovers.
Yeah, she had no turnovers. I think, you're looking at the box score, like the Liberty basically field goals were 57.5%, but Sabrina's was at 76%. And then she shot 87.5% from 3. So her, the field goals were definitely up there. And Han, she was at 91.7% in field goals. I mean, their shooting was just ridiculous last night. Like,
and
obviously.
Maliika.
And then the rebounds, assists were like 35 compared to Aces 22. I mean, with the shooting being what it was, you know what I mean, but the assists weren't there for the Aces either. Defensively though, I don't, they weren't stopping that shooting. So we're just focused on last.
Thank you for saving us and bringing us back to basketball talk.
Hey, Chris, I forgot Sabrina was better than Allie and Sloot and pretty much every guard in Chicago Sky history because she can rebound, right? Because she can rebound.
Nobody's talking about that. We're talking about last night's game. Can you stay focused on the game?
I'm just saying.
And I like that.
I'm just gonna do this. Yeah. Hi everybody. There were 3 great WNBA games last night. I already gave you the scores. I think what 808s is doing, and he's doing this on purpose, is he's avoiding talking about the Chicago Sky losing to the Minnesota Lynx. Let me tell you what happened. 10 girls got together on the court and they tipped off a game of basketball and they played 4 quarters and the Chicago Sky lost. Like, that's where 808s needs to be, because like we already established the fact that he's ducking smoke on this one-on-one. And we already established the fact that the Aces lost Dany D to the New York Liberty. I want to talk about the Chicago Sky losing, because Courtney Vandersloot didn't look good last night. Should we be alarmed? Yes or no?
Well, one, yes, they're not girls, they're women. They're not girls, they're women. That's one. Hold on, Danny.
Thank you. Yeah.
So Courtney Vandersloot struggled. 808s. What's up?
Listen, the team struggled. And I understand that. But like I said, for the past couple of weeks, the Sky have only lost 6 games this season. And just in case you didn't know, they lost their 6th game of the season on June, what is that? The other day? July, whatever day that was. 5 straight before that. I feel like we're forgetting that. They won 5 straight. And if we really keep, if we really keeping it a buck,
wrap it up, B.
if we really keeping it a buck, this is the same damn team that beat the Aces that day.
And you know what? That is true. And we're in a slump, and we played like shit in the second half. I'm willing to admit it. I'm willing to say it. Man up. Call your team out. Stop. You gotta call a spade, brother. We sucked in the second half. We allowed the Liberty to get back in. They had great shooting, great defense, great rebounding. That young lady from China, I don't know how we didn't get her, but I need to do a trade right now. I need somebody to do a trade for Skylar Diggins and take some of the people off our bench. We need to get some Carrick. Look, I'm being real. We in trouble, girl. We in danger.
One loss to Minnesota got y'all crying crazy.
No. You need not crying crazy.
Y'all better give Cheryl Reeves some credit.
Let me tell you something right now, sir. The two teams that won the Commissioner's Cup last year, what happened to them? They didn't even make it to the finals.
Who cares about them? They ain't playing this year. It's me and you.
So what I'm telling you is I don't care about Commissioner Cup. I'm trying to get to the real idol. So you need
to
you
want a chip?
Around.
I can show you one.
You dancing around the issue 808. You dodging smoke. You're running away from the fact that y'all might be the champs, but y'all in trouble too. So look, call your stuff out like I call my stuff out, sir. Don't be playing.
Man, you just said it. We the champs.
Yesterday, by the way.
Good morning, Dany D.
Hey, Chris, isn't it funny? This same Mercury team minus BG, it's a team that the Aces couldn't get past last year.
Yeah, our Mercury team's got some issues and it extends beyond BG. Like the fact that the coach either doesn't have enough respect for a player who made the All-Star game or is so hyper-focused on optics that she purposely decided to not praise a player going to the All-Star game. Like, that is indicative of bad culture, and that has nothing to do, unfortunately, with Brittney Griner. And I would definitely love to really know what the hell is going on. And
speaking of that, Chris, I understand that the whole Brittney Griner situation is very touching, and it's also it's hard to talk about. But at the same time, we're not going to keep blaming the Brittney Griner situation on why Phoenix is a bad basketball team. We're just not going to keep doing that. It's disrespectful, and I don't like it.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that it's not because of Brittney.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about on Twitter. I see it every day, and it's like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah, I've ignored that. Ladies and gentlemen, Brittney Griner has pled guilty to drug smuggling charges in a Russian court. Her trial continued today. She admitted to bringing cannabis into the country, saying she had packed in a hurry and did not intend to break the law. If everything goes as regular, she could face up to 10 years in prison. And now, because she has pleaded guilty, we can expect some more action from the State Department. The State Department is the executive branch of government's vehicle here to free citizens of this country who happen to be either illegally or legally detained. The issue is in terms of legality. It's a different country. Technically, it's legal in their country to do what they're doing to her. So we have to understand when we talk about this, we cannot go into this conversation projecting our values and our laws. We have to understand that this is another country. I have a feeling she's going to get a heavy-handed sentence. She's black, she's lesbian, and she's in a country that doesn't really like black people or lesbians. I'm just being honest here. We'll go to Domo and Casey. They got their hands up. If anybody else above here wants to hop in on the Brittney Griner news, please feel free to join in. The Liberty news is also something that we should actually really respect. They are 3 games from 500, and if they keep this pace up, they are actually now projected to make the playoffs easily. We have that. There was also even another game that we haven't talked about with the Washington Mystics. They are like Jekyll and Hyde here. One day they're great, the other day, who knows? And a lot of it depends upon Elena Delle Donne playing. But the biggest question I have is, has Ryan Howard hit that rookie wall? We'll get there. Next up, we'll go to Domo, then Casey, then Maliika. Good morning, everybody.
Man, I really wanted to be ignorant about my Aces, but since you already transitioned to BG, I guess I'll go into like kind of my professional expertise. Chris, do you mind if I put something on the Jumbotron?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Okay, so this is a thread that was started by Miss Kimberly Varnon. She is one of the she's one of the individuals that will be representing the United States in any negotiations to get Brittney Griner back. So her word is as close to bond in law as you would understand in a situation like this. There's been a lot of noise and a lot of activism that I won't say is neither good nor bad as a situation, but I would encourage anyone who has strong feelings on BG to take some time to read thoughts from someone who is, like I said, works with the executive branch of the United States of America, who worked with the Department of State, who is an expert on Eastern Europe and has went through prisoner exchanges before. That's the first thing I want to say. Second thing I want to say is, while I'm far from a foreign affairs expert, I do work in government. Specifically, I do know people in this administration. I can say a couple things. First thing I want to say is I want to kind of reiterate something that Chris said. This is Russia and Russia's court system, not the United States of America. Applying any sort of common knowledge or common law based in the U.S. to Russian court is, with respect, ignorant. They have completely different systems. They have completely different value systems and value metrics. What is allowed, what is legal, etc. here is very different from over there. And her status as an American citizen means nothing. If anything, it actually makes things worse. I actually kind of want to sit on makes things worse for a second because, one, Russia is in an active war with an ally of the United States in Ukraine, and the United States is actively assisting Ukraine in their efforts against Russia. BG, who was a professional athlete, or is a professional athlete, but obviously was playing in Russia at the time, is frankly a victim of a political prisonership, and Russia is attempting to get a prisoner exchange for her, is what is being widely reported. Most people, myself included, when BG initially was detained, like my first thought was, dang, if she's not home in like 72 hours, they're going to try to get a prisoner exchange for her. And to be completely honest with y'all, prisoner exchanges take a really long time. I fully expected her to plead guilty. I fully expect, like Chris said, for her to get an extremely harsh sentence. I believe the maximum is 10 years. Wouldn't probably if they give her the max. If they sit her down and they attempt to negotiate a prisoner exchange, the rumor is the asking price right now is a gentleman. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but his nickname is the Merchant of Death. He's one of the worst war criminals in the last 100 years. That Putin is trying to get for Griner. This is a really complicated and complex issue. And I want to say this more so to people, right? There are really, really smart people who are so much better than me at foreign policy, that understand Eastern European culture, the Russian legal system, far better than me and anyone in this room could explain. But what I want to explain to you guys is, if this was as simple as, for example, the LiAngelo Ball situation, Joe Biden would have been picked up the phone. If it was as simple as pick up the phone, go over there, make a phone call, and Brittney Griner show him, he would have been did that because that would have been amazing political capital. Even if you don't think that they do it for good reasons, if you're one of those pessimists that say, "Oh, politicians always do things for bad reasons," this would have been an easy slam dunk. He would have been done that. Anyone who's saying, "Oh, if this was LeBron, oh, if this was Tom Brady, et cetera, it would already been done," that's just not how prisoner exchanges work. What you're seeing there are members of the CIA, members of Marines, who know information that is a detriment to the livelihood of American citizens that are currently in captivity in other countries, and we can't get them home. So I just want to level set here when we talk about prisoner exchange, just how complex, how nuanced it is. They take months, years. You have folks, Chris. I mean, you're a former service person, and I don't want you to deep into it, but like just folks that have been in captivity for decades. John McCain was there for I think 6, 7 years, something crazy like that. Like it takes a really long time to get prisoner exchanges done. I think because of BG's popularity, it'll be a little bit quicker, but 6 months is not a long time for prisoner exchange. Sometimes this stuff takes like Trevor Reed was over there for I don't even know how long.
Since
2 years or 3 years, I think, right?
3, yeah, like
he was there.
That was kind of quick.
Oh,
What, Danny?
He was there for 2.
Okay, yeah, like this isn't something like the LiAngelo Ball situation where he was been handcuffed and he was like in a jail for like that was an outline. And honestly, us in China, we have a uneasy partnership, especially because of business relationships. Russia is our active enemy that we are frankly in a proxy war with right now. Like this is Brittney Griner is a prisoner of war.
The person they want is Victor Bout, known as the War or the Merchant of Death.
He's an arms dealer or something, right?
Yeah,
yes.
he's a national arms dealer. He fought in a sting and then extradited to the United States. And actually, what the United States did to capture him, technically against the international law. Just throwing that out there. I want to get Malika's voice in here, then Casey, then CJ. I want to welcome everybody who's down below. If you haven't heard yet, Brittney Griner has pled guilty to drug trafficking in Russia. The Russian court system is different. This guilty plea here is one aspect that's a little bit different. They will still have a trial, like to ascertain what the potential punishment is. So the mea culpa she gave, or the explanation she gave in regards to she was packing hurriedly, was probably told by her lawyer to do it because it's they needed to say something, and it was probably the only thing they could say that would give her a chance of not getting the full 10 years. Maliika, hop in here, and then we'll go to Casey, then CJ. Good morning, everybody.
No, I mean, I think Domo is closer to, like, in terms of the political ramifications of it. All I could say is, as a woman, as a citizen who's never been in any type of these situations, I'm praying for her and the family, and I hope she gets home soon. I mean, when people try to compare such and such is in a situation, they would have been home already. I mean, considering where we are in terms of relationship with Russia, and considering that alone right there, I'm not so, like if it was a bigger person, who knows if, I think it'd be worse for that person because they'll be, like even a bigger person they can hold hot, have there. So I'm just praying that she gets home safely and quickly. But, like it doesn't look great, and I'm just praying for the best.
All right, Casey, hop in here, man. It's good to see you this morning. How you doing?
Chris, good morning, man. Thank you for this opportunity, as always. What's going on, everybody? I just wanted to touch on this Brittney Griner thing real quick. This shit is super sketchy. This is a terrible situation, especially with everything that's going on right now, and especially for Brittney, like Chris said, she's a lesbian over there, and that is not like they do not like fuck with that at all. So, and plus, like they're trying to use this leverage with this arms dealer in exchange, and that shit is just not going to happen. I'm sorry. Man, it's just a really bad situation, bro. I hate that this happened, and I hate that one of our own has to go through this because shit like this just can't happen. It's unacceptable. It doesn't matter who it is, even if it's a nobody that no one knows. At the end of the day, bottom line, it's an American. That's one of our own, and you're not going to take someone of our own and hold them hostage like that for something as little as a weed pen or whatever it was.
Well, you got to understand, it's not weed. It's drug trafficking. Doesn't matter what the item is.
Yeah.
Drug trafficking.
Yeah. No, 100%. But I'm gonna transition to tonight. Summer League, the Rockets are playing the first Summer League game. At first look at Jabari. I'm really excited for that, to see what he's been working on, along with the coaching staff has been working on with the team. Really excited to see what they have going and the direction we're headed in. First look at Jabari. Chet's been over there. He got kind of cooked last night. I haven't been able to really watch much. I've been watching a lot of Astros, the MLB team here in Houston. But yeah, man, I'm really excited for basketball to be back, dude. I haven't missed basketball like this in a minute, and especially with all the young players that are coming up, like Jabari, and Chet. Just really excited. Chris, thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great day, and go Rockets.
Yeah, no, it's a great, rebirth happening in Houston after a couple years of some downtrodden play. Looks like they've got their rebuild, up and running. Jalen Green, KPJ, Sengun, Jabari Smith, great, cast of young players. Let's see what they can actually put together tonight in Summer League. Up next, we have CJ from the Unathletic Podcast. He also hosts a couple of spaces here. I saw one yesterday. Didn't have enough time to pop in. It was a little bit too late for me in terms of getting my son to swimming. So make sure if you like good, respectful basketball talk, shoot him a follow. CJ, good morning.
Hey, shout out
morning,
CJ, bro.
Chris.
My bad, bro. I forgot to shout you out, bro. Awesome follow.
All good, bro. Appreciate that. Couple of things. Number one, I want to say I watched the episode of Brother from Another. Chris, you and Nat and Iman did incredible jobs. Like, I enjoyed watching you guys. It was awesome because I kind of had a cool moment where I could be like, hey, Mom, those people that are on TV right now, I know those people. I talked to them on Twitter. So I had a cool moment where I felt like I was cool because I knew people on TV. That's one. So big ups to y'all. And then two, Domo, bro. One, I hope you feel better. But two, again, this is another moment where I have to share my appreciation for Hoop Spaces, because moments like this are why I try to come in here every day, because I get enlightened and educated by people like you, Domo, Chris, Maliika, and everybody else who's ever been on stage in here. Like, you guys have, increased my basketball IQ, as well as just giving me knowledge on life in general. Like, when we have conversations about things around the game of basketball and just other aspects of it, especially when it touches real life things, like, I appreciate what you guys have to say because it enlightens me. So I just wanted to get that off as well. So yeah, that's really mostly what I wanted to talk about, because I'll wait until we get into the whole Ayton and Summer League thing before I talk about anything else.
All right. Danny, good morning. T Rexy's also joined us of Nets Twitter fame. Danny, good morning. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Domo, for sharing that tweet. That young lady tweet that you sent, she shared a lot of information that me and my mother have discussed a lot about the Brittney Griner situation. A lot of people don't know this. I'm a military brat, so I've lived overseas. And my mama has always told me, before you go overseas, know what's going on in that country, know what's going, know the rules, and know what you can and cannot do. But I don't think that what happened to Brittney. I think it was a setup. They knew they were going to attack Ukraine, and they were trying to find leverage. But that's a whole nother conspiracy theory for another day. But I do hope everything works out for her. All I can say is, just when you say free BG, remember to say free other people who are being held hostage over there, or detained over there in Russia, because they have families too. And we saw one of the families shot back yesterday about, I forgot what the other gentleman's name was. I'm normally
Paul
good
Whelan.
at this stuff. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Paul Whelan.
Thank you, Mr. Whelan. And their family wasn't very happy. They felt like their family member got forgotten. So just make sure you shop that person out too, because that person's been there a lot longer than Brittney. But with all that being said, I appreciate this space a lot. Like I said yesterday, I was even thinking about Twitter Spaces. This was beyond me. I was like, "What? That's some little kitty bop day." And through that, I found you, Chris, and everybody here at Who Spaces. I've met a lot of cool people like Maliika, even 808. He's probably not here now. And all these other CJ and all these other people, and you guys give out a lot of good information. You've made me step up my basketball knowledge and pay attention. I try to come prepared every day, write down little notes so I don't forget little stuff and things that I see. I'm not a stat person, but you guys have really helped me out with that. And I don't even like public speaking. And I normally don't talk. I'm the one that sits in the back and just listen. And you guys have really helped me with that. So I appreciate that. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Chris, and everything you do. And right now, that's all I got for right now. But I'm looking forward to the other basketball talk we have today. I didn't get a chance to watch any of the games like the summer league games last night, but I saw highlights. But other than that, I'm looking forward to the talk today.
I want to share another story because we're using Russia. I want to give you a barometer here. Gustavo Cardenas and Jorge Fernandez were released from Venezuela. Gustavo had been held since 2017, y'all. Okay, he was released. I think it was in March or February of this year. Jorge was arrested last year. These people were charged with corruption and terrorism. Gustavo was a executive for Citgo, the gas station. And when the United States changed their trade relationship and diplomatic relationship with Venezuela, this is how Venezuela retaliated. There's other stories from North Korea, there's Thailand, the Philippines. So this isn't anything, unfortunately, that hasn't happened. The best thing that you can do if you are a fan and you do want her home is simply say that. You don't need to do much of else because there's not much else you can do, unfortunately. We'll go back to Maliika and CJ. I want to say what's up to Janelle down below, Janelle Moore. Words over at Mercury News, not just NBA words, but NFL words as well. So if you do happen to like football, make sure you shoot her a follow because she's covering all of the Bay Area sports, not just the Warriors. Maliika, go ahead.
I just wanted to say real quick, is I was trying to see if it was safe to say this because I didn't want to like say anything, saying anyway. Last night, Sabrina was the first WNBA player with a 30-point triple-double. So I just wanted to say congratulations to her for that. Also, Chris, congratulations for yesterday. It was cool seeing you guys on Brother from Another yesterday. Yeah, that's it for now until we get to Summer League.
You know, I don't even remember the show. I know I talked free agency, like Lakers, Clippers, Nets. That's all I remember. CJ, what's up?
I just wanted to say real quick because you said you missed out on that space. I will warn you right now, Chris. That space I had, it went from me trying to let people know that the whole idea of what people think is a superstar is subjective. It is your opinion. To people then suddenly devolving it into chaos and insults being flying around. So I'm actually glad you weren't in there because you probably would have been laughing the whole time and you would not have wanted to speak in there because people were so angry because the question got posed, and I personally hold myself responsible for even making the mistake of going into the abyss of that question. But like, somebody had brought up Dame being a superstar, Damian Lillard, and so I
But he's
decided,
not a superstar, though.
right, in my opinion, he is not. And so I asked the question, and I told everybody from the beginning, I said, look, y'all, this is all subjective. Everyone has their own definition of superstar. So it is whatever you feel is right. But all of a sudden it was, oh, you stupid. And what do you mean he's not a superstar? And then oh my God, it got utterly ridiculous. So I'm glad you missed out on the chaos, Chris, because I at one point could not take control of my space the way I wanted to due to technical difficulties. but you didn't miss out on nothing. Trust me when I say that.
Yeah, we've had that dealing before. Like the definition actually changed, by the way, and I think we actually had a small part to play in that, because now the definition is a high profile and extremely successful performer or athlete. Prior to that, it was a star who transcends their profession, right? Like if you are a superstar, you transcend your sport. You can go anywhere, you are who you are, and everybody will seem to bend or capitulate to you. And the thing about being a superstar is it's not a permanent thing. And a lot of people think that it's a permanent thing. But in this world, like it is a very what have you done for me lately world. And once these players start to age out, or once they start to not hold the same level of interest in fans' eyes, that's when they start their decline, and they are no longer a superstar. Like, see Bradley Beal. A whole bunch of people are now anti Bradley Beal because he stayed in Washington. That's going to hurt him in quote his profile. That it's an interesting conversation, but you're right. It's purely subjective. That's why if you do that, you expect an argument.
Yeah, and just to say this real quick, Chris, like the funny thing is like to your point of what you just said, there are people who feel like it also includes what you do off the court as far as your marketability and things of that nature. But I challenged somebody the other day and I said, well, listen, you could talk about a marketability, but look at Boban Marjanovic. Like he's nowhere near a superstar and he's on commercials literally every day. Like he pops up in a Goldfish or a State Farm commercial every day on my TV, but he is nowhere near a superstar.
I like Boban.
I do too, but he's not a superstar though. Like that's like yeah, like so it's funny how people like and I always tell people like, bro, you can't force no one to think the same thing you do because it's not universal. That's just like the GOAT conversation. There's no such thing as a universal undisputed GOAT.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, unless you're so dominant in that specific time era, like if you say, hey, from this year to this year, you can make it that way, but you can really only go by eras because Michael Jordan will be the GOAT until somebody else isn't the GOAT. They're already talking craziness with LeBron and stuff. Like it's part of what drives sports in the conversation. Just like tonight, what's driving the conversation tonight? It's the last night for the WNBA prior to the All-Star game. 3 games tonight. The Chicago Sky are in Indiana. They'll be playing the Indiana Fever at 7 p.m. I believe this game is at the State Fairgrounds. New York plays Phoenix in Phoenix, so we'll see the New York Liberty look to continue their dominant play. And the Seattle Storm go to Los Angeles to face the LA Sparks. In tonight's matchups, I have Chicago, New York, and the Sparks winning. I should bet because I've been pretty damn good this season. I am now 20-3 in WNBA picks. I should really do this. Anyway, T-Rexy, man, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, everybody. I want to let this share. I'm a 90s baby. This is from my childhood. Let this share my condolences to Tekashi, Tekaku. Takashi, he's like a creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! He passed away last night. He was doing snorkeling. He got drowned in the ocean. Everybody know Yu-Gi-Oh! That's my childhood game with the Yu-Gi-Oh! cards. So, like again, a shout out to that man. He passed away. Secondly, the Brittney Griner situation. Everybody knows she will get guilty. The Russian justice system is different from America. Like America, they do prove it to you prove it guilty. Washer is the opposite. You guilty until you prove guilty, I guess. So I think it's like a chess game. Like Washer, I like I said it from the beginning. Since when you go to jail, they want something. They want a trade off with America. With the prison we got from America. So it gonna happen later. But the problem is that Russia, they got another American president. So I don't think it's right that Brittney was sent off and leave the other people, American citizens there. So it's gonna be tougher to look. Third, I'm so angry myself. I was watching the Liberty game and I fell asleep. I'm mad because I heard Sabrina was killing.
Sabrina is her.
So she was killing with 20. I think her career high 24 points. She's gonna be a beast in a few years. She got another rebound better, but she's gonna be a beast. And that's all I have to say. And I just can't wait for the next summer league tomorrow. I want to see if the next rookie prove the game, and that's it.
I didn't know, man. That's sad news. Takahashi Kazuki, ladies and gentlemen, the creator and animator, the original animator for Yu-Gi-Oh. Man. So if you did grow up like that, I'm surprised. Did they hit that up on All Things Anime last night? Well, no, they found them this morning. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, they found like about 10 o'clock. I just saw that shit.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. So it's a shame when you lose somebody that talented. It's gonna hurt. Thank you for sharing, T-Rexy. Domo, what you?
I want to say one more thing on the VG thing before we get off it. I won't say don't think too much into her pleading guilty today, but just know that if a prisoner exchange was to occur, she would need to first be an official prisoner. So her pleading guilty today could be just a prerequisite to go through or start official negotiations on a prisoner exchange. So just for context.
Yeah, that's a good closeout. The other thing is I think she realized there was no way out. And sometimes when there's no way out, you just have to go through, unfortunately, to start the process. They also have a different type of appellate process. I don't know if they are going to appeal, but it's quicker than what we do. And it's also oftentimes, sided with the government. But we do have some summer league that we're going to transition to. I do want to also one last chance if you're down below and you want to come on up and share your thoughts on Brittney Griner. It's an open stage. If not, we're going to go ahead and get ready to move on because we do have basketball that we're going to talk about, including one Mr. Chet Holmgren, who wowed us in game one, and apparently just like that in game two, apparently he's trash. Okay, I do not make this up. I don't make it up, ladies and gentlemen. 87-71, Oklahoma City Thunder over the Memphis Grizzlies. 86-82, the 76ers over the Utah Jazz. Let me give you some good scores here. Kenny Lofton Jr., if you haven't seen this guy, he's a bucket, and he is a large bucket. 19 points, 6 boards, 3 assists, and a steal. He was probably the most entertaining player to watch in that game. Alexei Pukashevsky, another game proving that he is not Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren had 11 and 12 on an off night of shooting. He also added 3 assists and 2 blocks. He was second in plus minus. Jalen Williams, another good game, 16 points on 5 for 9. Josh Giddey with the triple-double, 14, 10, and 10. Ousmane Dieng, 2 for 9 this time, 6 points. That squad, man. OKC's got a squad. They're going to be a problem. Philadelphia, they were led by Charles Bassey at center, Justin Champagne at guard. Trevion Queen, they picked up. He was the G League Finals MVP. Charlie Brown Jr., they got from the Mavs. And Cassius Winston, former Michigan State alum, was your starting point guard. Ladies and gentlemen, your 76ers are not really in this year's Summer League to do anything of note. They're really just trying to get the players who played last year more run. Michael Foster Jr., a undrafted player, 12 minutes, 4 boards, 5 points, 1 steal. I just bring him up so you can pay attention. He was overtime elite, and I think he actually has a pathway, not this year, but in the next 2 to 3 years to come up to the big leagues and actually get some run. All right, there you go. Those are your summer league scores and players of note. If you want to come on up and talk some summer league, now's the time to do it. We've got games tonight as well. We'll open it up first. I think Maliika, you said you wanted to talk about something in regards to summer league.
I think with your synopsis, you pretty much covered everything. I'm gonna drop down to the bottom for a while. I just I love watching summer league because I love watching the rookies to see what they have, what they're working with right now. So I look forward to see what they're improving on, like during the season, based on what I saw in summer league. So I'm looking forward to that. And I just like it's good to see some ball, but it's really interesting to see what these rookies look like. And Chet looks really good. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of the others this weekend when we transition to Vegas from Salt Lake City. So Chet looks good. But this is summer league competition. When he gets to the league, you're dealing with bigger and better players. So we'll see what he does there.
All right. I had a word from a little bird that landed on my shoulder. Chet Holmgren was in the room yesterday. And hopefully he enjoyed it. Paris, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing okay, Chris. Just on vacation, just on Amtrak, just going to random cities. If I do come to your city, don't bother to reach out because I really don't care. I'm just traveling, Chris. I'm having fun. I mean, I won a championship. I came up here I'm coming to San Antonio because I want to fight Domo. Okay. And the reason I want to fight Domo is because
first and foremost, I live in Dallas.
Okay, well that's a part of it, right? I'm not gonna really fight you, Domo. Just relax and let me finish my bit. Come on, man. Everybody relax.
Okay, go ahead.
Listen, I want to virtually fake fight Domo because he allowed Chris to go on a brother from another mother dressed like Ice Cube in 1986. Chris, you told me you didn't like football, but you came up here like a Raider fan. Like what, Chris? I mean, I'm proud to see it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. I knew it was coming, and things are going to continue to come. But why are you coming on, man? Doing interviews looking like Ice Cube, Chris? What's going on? And why didn't Nat? Shout out to Nat too. Why she didn't ask you the big questions? Like what's going on with the Sacramento affiliation? Like we need answers. Like talk to me.
Well, Marcus Spears was there. He was the big fish. He got the big questions. And I don't dress like Ice Cube in 1988. I dress like Eazy-E in 1989. There you go. Now you know what? It's because I am military and government. That's why.
That shit is hilarious.
Like, if you knew what my former profession was, it makes so much sense. Like,
Domo he's in politics, he's in PR. I'm blaming it on him. I know, Chris, I know you're the mad genius. You don't know any better.
Paris.
Domo, you know better, Domo.
Paris, I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell a lot of people. Chris can't afford me. You know how expensive I am? Chris, listen, man. Cool Spaces is doing great, man. I'm so proud of you, Chris, my brother. I love you, man. You're growing, but you can't afford me. Paris, this man.
I like how you said he can't afford you. Then try to, pepper him with compliments.
I can barely afford.
Do you know how much I charge, Paris? Like I like expensive women, Paris. You know how much I charge? I got to keep this up, man. Chris can't afford me at all.
I can't. If he were to work with me, it would be for a pauper's fee.
Like, do you like I joke around here? You know how good I am at my job, man. In a couple years, though, Chris, you gonna make it there. I'll see you there.
Well, I'm trying to get there before a couple of years, man. Boots cost money. CJ, what you got?
I was just gonna say that that was hilarious from Paris because I am now just rewinding in my mind what you looked like on camera, and it definitely was an Easy-E Ice Cube kind of vibe. So that's hilarious. But as far as Summer League is concerned, very excited to see all the teams and see more of the rookies that went in the lottery. And then I'm excited to see my Warriors, which they don't play until Friday, but I'm very excited to see them in Vegas and see what the sophomores as well as the rookies have to show. Because I know that they probably have one of the more stacked teams that are going to be out there in Vegas. So hopefully they win the Summer League championship so that the good times can roll on and we can still rub it in people's faces that we're champions twice over.
You know, Ice Cube still dresses like that too, by the way. Looking at
He absolutely does.
And so do you.
Yeah.
Hey, quick side note, Chris. I don't know if you heard the news, and I just heard it this morning. So yesterday it was reported that Kaepernick invested in the Big Three, since we're talking about Ice Cube.
He did not.
And yeah, I know. It came out this morning that he's refuting those claims. But I didn't realize that the Big Three was on the cusp of going out of business. And that, like, for me personally, I actually enjoy the Big Three, and that's super unfortunate. Like, I'm disappointed to hear that his league that he's constructed and what he's done with it is starting to fall apart at the seams. Like, it's unfortunate, and like it just sucks because I hated to hear that this morning.
Yeah, CJ, Brandon and I held a room I think last month, talking about the NFT hustle, because the Big Three was using the NFT hustle, in our opinion, to bring some infusion of cash into the Big Three. You had these, it wasn't really ownership with equity. It was like they would get extra benefits or whatever, and it was an obvious cash infusion thing. But they must have not have gotten enough cash to sustain them, at least. So that was sad to see. And hopefully, where did this report come from? Shams had the report, and then this morning, it's like a walking back situation. So it's just a weird situation, all around.
Absolutely, Maliika, because I was confused too when I seen that, because it was funny because I didn't see it on Twitter from a reporter. I saw it on Score where it said Kaepernick did not invest, and I'm like, wait, what? And so it's crazy how people want to get news out first instead of being right. But I just hope Cube finds some way to recover, because the Big Three to me is it's great what he's done with it, and I like the product. I wish he could get more help somehow, or more people to invest in it with him.
The problem is big players aren't, the players as they're retiring are not going to the Big Three. He's not getting big names, and he was getting decent names. He hasn't had anybody at least decent to with some pull to come to the Big Three. They're refusing to do it.
That's because he doesn't have the money to do so. Originally, he had reached out to some business partners in Saudi Arabia. He even sued him for $1 billion. The issue behind the scenes that I think they're going to try to say is the NBA is playing a role in gatekeeping sponsorships and advertising deals away from them. That's one thing that I've kind of heard. And if the NBA is doing that, it makes sense because the Big Three is technically a competitor in terms of basketball. The NBA says the right things, but they want you watching Summer League. They don't want you watching Big Three, right? Let's be honest. That's kind of what the NBA needs to be done. I also have to be honest. There's a reason why other basketball leagues struggle. And it's kind of like the 80-20 rule. If 80% of your potential population is not invested with you, but invested with a competitor, you are a niche, right? Or a niche, however you want to pronounce it. And you're not going to be anything more than a niche in the 80-20 rule. And I think Ice Cube has been trying to make the big three a viable off-season competitor. And I think that's where he's starting to struggle. Go ahead, CJ.
But my thing is though, Chris, like I get where you're coming from, but to me, I look at it as the big three, although a basketball product, is a completely different kind of basketball product. So I don't understand why the NBA, not so much threatened, because that's not the right word for it, but I don't understand its unwillingness, I guess, to kind of work with Cube and the big three, because to me, it's like I know, and I think it wasn't said, but I don't believe Cube wants the big three to be looked at as the NBA retirement league. But like I also understand that his whole motive behind the big three, at least what he said publicly, was just for guys who may have gotten forced into retirement or at least forced out of the NBA would have somewhere else to play and kind of bring back the old school vibe of the more physical, quote unquote, NBA, but at the same time have a nuanced look with, like the 4-point shot and just the different other rules that he's implemented into Big Three that makes it a completely different kind of basketball product to where I feel like it wouldn't be a direct competitor to the NBA.
Except that the NBA is always going to view any form of a basketball league as a direct competitor to the NBA.
That's true.
Yeah. Did you know the commissioner's Clyde Drexler?
Yeah, I did know that. Yeah.
One of the co-founders, Jeff, what is his name? Quatinetz or some derivative.
Yeah, something crazy. I can't pronounce it.
He's a film guy, right? Like he's an entertainment guy. He's a film guy. And I think probably what it is they thought that they would be able to draw in the consumer more easily than what they have. And I think that's leading to some issues too. Malik is in here. He popped his head up. So did Papi Chulo. We'll go to Malik first and Domo. We'll hit Papi Chulo and we got KP. Currently talking Big Three real quick and NBA Summer League. It's going to be a quick show today. I'm going to give some extra time. I have a phone call at 1:15 that I want to go ahead and prep for. Malik and then Domo. Go ahead.
Yeah, how's everybody doing this morning? I hope everybody's having a great morning. I just wanted to come in and speak on the Big Three thing a little bit. I think that it's underfunded. Cube needs to, or he has to find somebody to help fund it with him. But like you said, the NBA is a big restriction. Like when you have that deal with them, then it restricts a lot of stuff. I know Red Bull's going through that right now. Like they're trying to start up a little 3-on-3 kind of tournament thing across the country, but they're going through a lot of restrictions because of USA Basketball, and within USA Basketball is NBA. So, but I know it's going to be an Olympic sport soon. So, a lot of people across the world really are intrigued in the sport. So, we'll see.
Yeah, good stuff. Because you're right. Red Bull also has been toying around with it. I part of the issue also is media rights. Like it's on CBS, and CBS has media rights to it, and CBS isn't putting it on their biggest platforms. That also is an issue. Domo, pop up.
Yeah, no, I think the biggest thing is collaboration instead of competition. I think the biggest thing with Cube is, when we talk about a big conglomerate like the NBA, which they built that conglomerate up over a long time, a lot of that you have to go and collaborate instead of be with them. I would love to see Cube find some sort of way to work with the league instead of against it. But hey, it is what it is.
All right, CJ, pop back in here, and then we'll head over to Jose and then KP.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think that's part of the issue too, because even the accessibility of the big three, as far as it being streamed on YouTube, and then you had to also utilize like they used to have a deal with Trill, they don't have that anymore, and then they have this other platform that I'm not familiar with. So I think that's part of the problem too, is that there's not a accessibility that's realistic for people to be able to watch on a consistent basis.
Yeah, if you don't know, Triller is a music and video social app. I've actually looked at it a couple of times, but yeah. Jose, what you got? And then KP after you.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Last night we had 77 Spaces, a very good show. Some people really thinking that Christian Wood is gonna be the demigod ball handler that we need Brunson replacement. But hey, it is what it is. We don't all agree. That's fine. Uh, I will say that the big three, like last year specifically for me. I didn't really get to watch a lot of it because, like CJ was saying, is that they had the CBS deal, then they had Triller, and then they had like CBS Plus, like the sports, and it was just like, man, like bro, I'm tired of all these damn cable companies and all these different avenues that you have to go through just to try to watch a game. Like, try to simplify it just to get more people involved and like the big three has always been interesting to me. I went to the first season when they came to Dallas, and I got to see Deshaun Stevenson, Steven Jackson, and AI didn't end up showing up to play because he was out partying the night before. But I really want the big three to succeed, and seeing that Colin Kaepernick pitched in and is helping it. I really love that move. Again, I do want to see some like old NBA players there. Like I get the perception that you don't want it to look like a just a like old ballers come play here, like still get to play out your dreams and stuff like that. But I did like the concept. Last year, I believe they took a player from the G League. I remember number one. I can't remember his name, but he was getting looked at by the NBA. And I mean, even Joe Johnson was having some good games in the Big Three, and the NBA teams were still like thirsting over Joe Johnson. So I think it's unfair that the NBA, if it is true that they're gatekeeping like the sponsors and stuff like that for the big three, I just think you could work in cohesion because like I get that they have the G League and G League Ignite to get their talent pool, but why not just accept the big three like you do Eurobasket or Euro basketball altogether. That's my gripe with the big three. They needed to be more accessible to everybody else, and I do want to see some notable players more often.
Trust me, if the big three folds, there will be somebody with ties to the NBA who will resurrect it. Like,
sorry, Chris. Sorry for cutting you off.
Well, no, you're good. Again, the NBA more than likely views the big three as an indirect competitor, and they don't want to assist, nor do they want to tour, except where it costs them potential money. But remember that this is a business, and one of the jobs of a business is to always ensure that your business provides its consumers with product that they want. So could the NBA be wanting Ice Cube to kind of falter and fail so they can come in and pick it up? Hey, maybe. It would work too if they brought it into the fold. They could create a second deal with the National Basketball Retired Players Association, where players who retire from the NBA, avail themselves to a potential draft, et cetera, et cetera. Like, there's avenues here that would make millions of dollars for the players and the owners. And, like, they just might be like, why work with this person when we can build our own once or if they don't work out? And then if it gets to the point where they're going to be successful, hey, we're the NBA. We can make an offer. Go ahead, Jose. Finish your thought, and then we'll get up to KP.
I just want to say shout out to KP, who's been doing a phenomenal job at hosting KP Reviews. We had some really great conversations about The Boys, Stranger Things. Also, like, if you have any recommendations, like, KP Reviews is a great spot to give some recommendations for shows, music, gaming, all of that. We try to tackle a wide variety of topics whenever we're in the room. So shout out to KP and Paris. The other day, you weren't here, bro, but Chris was giving a lot of praise to the King, and he gave himself the air horns because he said he was right. And it just makes me think, man, Chris is really embracing the shadow GM of the Sacramento Kings. And this is all our doing, bro. Like, shout out to Paris for putting the strings together and putting the board together and putting on the tinfoil cap because, man, I'm a believer that Chris is affiliated with the Sacramento Kings.
This is so out of context. That's not what I did.
Here Chris comes. See?
I was right on Keegan Murray. Nasty behavior, Jose. Great 77 spaces last night with Jazz.
Shout out to Papi Chulo, man.
Yeah, shout out to Papi Chulo. KP. By the way, guys, like I gave KP a template so he can get ready to start doing some video shorts, and then I need to get him the Spaces reviews login information. We're going to end up also allowing possible user submissions here on the idea of Spaces reviews. KP is going to be pretty much the head guy in charge of this. So if you actually have been in KP views and you have something that you want to potentially review, we're going to create a space for that. I just haven't worked it all out because of, regular life stuff. But I do want to say thank you to KP for being a valued member of Hoop Spaces. Like, he came in pretty much day one. He's been rocking with us ever since through, hilarity and hijinks and even some roughage. But it's all right because that's what real people do. And I respect that. Real is hard to accomplish on a social media app. And he's been pretty damn real since the day I met him. KP, good morning. How you doing?
Man, Chris, you're trying to make a thug cry. I got a thug tear coming down my eye. I appreciate that. Papi Chulo, I appreciate that. Yeah, man, KP Views every Sunday at 8 p.m. We're going to be breaking down Stranger Things. We're going to be breaking down The Boys, the last episode of the season. I added in a couple of things that we're going to be talking about. The new Viola Davis movie review of the trailer. I'm gonna be breaking that down. And for some odd reason, I don't see none of you MCU fans derail Reeves. That's me. None of you MCU fans talk about Miss Marvel. I'm the only guy that don't like Marvel. I'm the only guy that don't like Marvel. I'm the only guy talk about Miss Marvel on this Bird app. For some odd reason, I'm giving it praise. I'm telling people to go watch it. I might even give you a Disney Plus login to go watch the damn show. But that's just me. I want to say two things about the big three and content. People have to realize that the NBA isn't in competition with the big three. The big three isn't in competition with the NBA. They're in competition with your eyeballs. They want your attention. They're in competition with Netflix, is in competition with YouTube, which is in competition with the NBA, which is in competition with the NFL. It's all for your eyesight. They want your eyeballs watching their product. So the NBA can be like a real estate agent and say, hey, why should I buy this house when this house is about to get foreclosed on? I can get it for cheaper and take the idea and run with it, and you can do whatever you want. So yeah, man, it's all about attention. It's all about your eyeballs. That's why big athletes get paid the most, because they garner the most attention, and that's what they want. A couple quick things, and I got to run. Summer League. I seen a lot of Chet information. I seen a lot of Chet propaganda. I don't know him. Never seen him play. He's a tall, lanky white dude that I seen play, and I seen a whole bunch of praise. Oh my God, he blocked the shot. Oh my God, he dunked the ball. 7 foot tall. Oh my God, he dunked the ball with 2 hands. Oh my God, a 7-footer dunked the ball. He got a 3-point shot. And then when somebody put some body on him, shout out to Janelle, we was talking about this. When that young man gets strength, doesn't have to get bigger. He has to get paused. He doesn't have to get bigger. He has to get stronger. And once he gets stronger, similar to Kevin Durant, he may not ever get bigger in size, but he has to get stronger. But when somebody laid some body on him and put him under the basket, I heard birds on this bird app about this Chet Holmgren kid. So respect all the young people chasing their dreams. Do your thing. Holla at me over the weekend. Sunday at 8 p.m. KP Views. And Chris, let me know when you want to set up the Spaces reviews. I'm down for whatever we need to do to get it popping. I appreciate you. Matter of fact, and lastly, Chris, you and Nat did a great job on Brother from Another. I appreciate seeing people that I've met on this app that are so solid and great individuals succeeding. And please don't ever put me on that show, because they will never let another Twitter Space person on that show ever again. The executive hater is out.
I will try very hard not to get you on that show then, because I would very much like to go back, if anything, just to spread the word that we are here, so we can continue to build what I think is the best basketball community going. 808s is back. That's going to be interesting. Give a shout out to Evan Townsend in the building as well. It's good to see you, TJ, Optimus Pels fan, and Reese Rebel. Okay, I've got work to do from Reese Rebel, and I'm going to try to get to it this weekend. She's got the write-up for Benchwarmers. We're going to sit down, hammer this out. So we're going to have another show for you. So if you like First Take and Undisputed, this is your turn. It is your time to be Skip Bayless. It's your time to be Stephen A. And you're going to get voted. Right? The best debate is going to win, and the loser is going to get kicked off and laughed at. Like, it's just going to happen. Like, you don't want to lose, but it's going to happen, and we're going to laugh at you. So, like, I'm saying this so that when you do go in there, you already know that you will lose, and we will laugh at you so you don't get hurt feelings. It's all in good fun. So make sure you get ready to pay attention to that. So shoot her a follow. Handles at Reese Rebel 31. Also, just like KP, we have another man who's like, hey, I want to bring something different here to this community that I found and I just love. And that's Optimistic Pels fan. He hosts a open mic night, right? Thursday nights. If you sing, if you play an instrument, you got poetry, and you want to share an audience of people who are just there to have a good time and be supportive, make sure you check out Optimistic Pels fan when he has open mic spaces. We will be actually also building that he's already done 2 or 3 episodes the next couple of weeks to make that more of a destination space. So just keep that in mind as well. Paris, we got you, CJ, and then 808s. Thank you, everybody. Good morning.
So, just real quick, I mean, just give Ice Cube $2 billion and just take it over. Like, I mean,
$2 billion.
Yeah,
that's you right. About 3 to 5. Give him 5.
He might 5, get 50 million.
It, just take it over. Listen, y'all. I would
$2
consider
billion,
myself.
Paris?
Well, we're at 5 now, Domo. Okay, you got to keep up. Listen, I consider myself.
They're not even valued at 70 million.
Man,
right. It has nothing to.
I'll
Chris,
give him
come on,
50
man. That has nothing to do with the price when you buy stuff. Okay, I mean, a la WhatsApp. When Mark bought WhatsApp, and then when the owner of the Clippers, bought the Clippers. So let's just everybody take a deep breath. The NBA can afford it. Not only can they afford it, it's their obligation. Domo, if you don't let me go, I swear to Bob, man. I swear to Bob, I'm coming to Dallas. Listen. The NBA has an obligation to take over the world of basketball. I'm just letting y'all know. Like, I watch
imperialism
basketball, right? And it's not pretty everywhere, y'all. You feel me? Like, look what's going on with Brittney Griner. Like, if I was her and I got out of this situation, I'd never go to Russia again. She's one of their premier players out there, right? And she has to go out there and dominate because the WNBA ain't giving off like that. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, like I said, we need to put all our money into that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot going on internationally, and it's a lot going on like after. Like, I wish Kobe Bryant played in the Big Three. I hope LeBron James plays in the Big Three, right? Like, if you look at soccer, right, you know what I'm saying? The bigger leagues are in Europe, right? Even though the MLS, which is our league, is probably like 10th or 11th. But people come here, soccer players, they kind of come and kind of retire, right? It's kind of their unwritten rule thing. That's what they do. Let's implement that like officially and stop playing with it is what I'm saying, if that's where it's going to go, right? Like Chris already said it. Clyde Drexler is the commissioner. You know what I'm saying? I look at that league all the time and I just love what I see. You know, the coaches, the family thing, and just the OGs coming. Like, they need to accept it and adopt it right now. The sooner the better, y'all. Like, why would we sit here and play with it like Chris is talking about, which I agree with? They're probably just in their rooms like, you know what, let's just let this kind of just fizzle down, and then, you know, we'll kind of pick it up from there. That's just an injustice to us. You know what I'm saying? Pick it up now, give the man his money. It was an amazing idea, and then continue it. Time.
Dany D has a question. I thought the Saudis were funding the Big Three. Did the money dry up? Yes, because he also tried to get money from Qatar. And yeah. Although, like, he's worth over, he's got to be worth over $100 million. So, like, if everything went to worse, he could probably leverage personal value and invest in the league himself. But that would just mean that'd be a bad business decision. That's all that means. 808s, get in here. We'll get Jay the Wakandan tech support, and we have CJ. If you want to come on up, raise your hand. If you got a question down below and you can't speak or you don't want to, by all means, there's a chat box in the bottom right. Tomorrow will be probably a more lively show with more news. Today's just kind of slow, being the fact that the WNBA is getting ready to go in their All-Star weekend. And the NBA free agency has been put on lock by Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets. Jay, what's up, man? It's good to see you. Yesterday we had a poll question. I'll get that up here. If you had to live in a city and you could only choose one of these two cities, who are you choosing, Atlanta or Los Angeles?
I'm picking Chicago every day, 365.
Well, that just means you did bad at school.
No, it just means I know better selection.
You get two choices.
And this is coming from somebody who's living in Dallas right now.
Well, you see, Jay, this is what happens.
He moved
You
from
born
Chicago to Dallas, and he's still picking Chicago out of Atlanta, LA.
Jay, Dallas doesn't have snow in February. What are you talking about? Chicago does.
That Dallas, Texas.
It's currently July.
You just need to get like a little bit of ice, and then you lose power and can't drive. Like, I'm from that state. Like, I've lived there 5 separate times. Polls up there. Jay, your thoughts on Big Three, Summer League, WNBA, or the Brittney Griner news? What do you got for us?
Wow, okay. First of all, I missed everybody. I've been super busy at work. I think I've done like 15 executive summaries in the last 2 weeks. It's been crazy.
Well,
so I just wanted to say I missed y'all.
I need you to do
Jay the Wakandan Project Lead?
Yeah, man. Absolutely. But nah, Brittney Griner is just a whole bunch of unfortunate circumstances that coalesced into a tragedy, really. The equal pay in the WNBA, the lack of investors, the fact that she could make, a lot more money playing overseas. It's just insanity. I hope they get her home soon, because none of this makes sense. Like, of all the political prisoners Russia could pick, they picked the WNBA person. And that's just weird to me, because I don't know how a foreign country looks at America and thinks that America cares about human life. So it's just weird. As far as the major leagues are concerned, I'm from the Deep South. I like the NHL video game, but I could do without the NHL. Like, I don't really care. The MLS is a Ponzi scheme, but the product is getting better year by year. There's a lot of work that the U.S. Soccer Federation has to do as far as making the game accessible and educating its fan base. And then Summer League has been interesting. Like, I've been following the Grizzlies. I got the news that Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be out till Christmas. And that's why I wanted the Grizzlies to draft Jovic. You always draft the 7-footer. As fun as Kenny Lofton is, and my nickname for him is Baby Back because he clearly has the sauce. As fun as it is to watch him in Summer League, I still have my doubts about his ability to do that against NBA players at NBA tempo, and we ain't even got to the defense yet. I see a lot of young players trying new things all across the Summer League, which I always love to see. Like, I like to see Zaire, trying to be a lead initiator on offense. I like to see, I forgot that kid from the Jazz, but he's trying to do a mid-range jumper. So Summer League's been entertaining. Like, I'm not getting too high, I'm not getting too low. It's just entertaining watching people put used to, what they're trying to put in their game over the summer. So it's all good.
Yeah, we got to play some sad music because that trip news, that JJJ news was rough.
Yeah, man. That's why you always draft the 7-footer. Like, I think the Grizzlies got too cute in drafting Rhodey, and it's not that they were bad picks. They all look like they can be functional 10 to 15 minute a game rookies, but they're not 7 foot. So, and losing Tripp turns a top 5 NBA defense into we will find out. Oh, and I'd rather live in Atlanta than LA because I grew up playing baseball, so I wear baseball hats a lot, and I'm not trying to explain my baseball hat to no banger every day. Like, I'm not trying to, like, I wear either a Jackson State hat or a St. Louis Cardinals hat. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not trying to explain what that J mean, cuz. Like, nah. And the colors are always blue, white, or red. No, thank you. No, thank you.
I'm going to say Kenneth Lofton Jr. is here, and we are all better for it. What do you think, man? I think he's going to be in the league. I'm not even joking.
Oh, no, he's going to be in the league because he's a crafty lefty. He's not as big as Zach Randolph, right? But he kind of has that quirky Jamal Wilkes kind of playing at this weird tempo thing that just gets him open. And with his wingspan, he can get his shot off. Like, and he's playing in the post where there's no monsters in the post anymore. So, is he going to have his troubles against, a Capella or Gobert? Sure, but everybody has troubles with a Embiid or Giannis. But no, there's definitely a place for him in the league. He's going to have to lose like 20 pounds or whatever. But nah, he's gonna. I think as long as he stays healthy, like if he plays a decade in the league, I would not be shocked because
he was
go
ahead. League elite camp.
Uh-huh.
And he torched everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he can ball. Yeah, he can ball. He's definitely the dude where you show up to Planet Fitness while a run is going on, and you're like, I'm going to guard this guy. And then he just torches you, and you're like, sub.
Oh, man. You know what? He's also the dude in one of those runs, right? Like, you're thinking, I'm going to be able to get up on him. And then, like, so you drive in on him, and then you feel the contact, and then you feel the ground. Let me get 808s up here. 808s, what you got? And we'll go to CJ. I want to thank everybody for popping in on your Thursday Hoop Spaces. Some shout-outs down below. Malay's down below. Nate, Logan the Foot. Joe the historian. Happy birthday, Joe. I think it was yesterday. I don't know. Saw some birthday shout-outs. I meant to get that out there. Appreciate you coming in. RTB is in the building as well. It's dope to see him. He's been coming on this show, some other spaces. And let's get a random shout-out to Johnathan Williams. What's up, Jonathan? I hope you're having a good day, man. 808s, what you got for us?
Yeah, Chris. So, there's a lot of hate during the first hour of the show,
There sure was, man.
I had to go get some laps in the pool, to cool them down, recollect my thoughts. I just realized that Domo is a hater.
Somebody's in the background.
What'd you say?
Someone's getting some medicine in the background.
Oh, yeah. That good tussin always stay on deck. But, if I can really touch on it, I understand this guy. It was a game. It was a bad game. But the Minnesota Lynx are not to be, underestimated. Cheryl Reeves knows what she's doing. Kayla McBride and the rest of them women know what they're doing. They're professional hoopers, and any game, any night in this league, any team can win. So I'm going to put that out there.
Oh, my God. That was some great government speak.
Yeah.
PR.
I take responsibility for Domo if he's been in a bad mood. I put some chaotic facts in front of him, and I take responsibility of that. And those chaotic facts are that on Tim Duncan's team, he was a bronze medalist, and his sixth man was a gold medalist. And he has twice had teammates win finals MVP when he was supposed to be the best player on that team. And that's why Tim Duncan was never a superstar. But these are biased, chaotic facts. I'm not saying that,
Never a superstar because Tim Duncan didn't want to be a superstar.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that's what put Domo in a bad mood. So I take responsibility for that. Shout out to Evan. I meant no disrespect.
Tim Duncan.
Oh yeah, no, I love Tim Duncan, but he's a center. Like I don't like the lies that have been wrapped around him. It's like a basketball legend wrapped in a lie burrito. That's what Tim Duncan is.
Stop it.
Hey Chris.
That's nasty. What is
before you move on, I know it's a tired subject and that everybody in the W Twitter has talked about it pretty much every time it happens. But I'm really tired of hearing Rebecca Gardner's age mentioned every single game she plays. And yesterday, it's one thing to mention it, I guess, but to make it a punchline and a joke like the announcer did on Bally Sports last night or yesterday afternoon, I'm not the only one that felt that way. I got some DMs saying, well, I don't understand why they think it's a joke. And, to be 31 years old and making any professional sports league, male or female, is something to be, acknowledged and appreciated, not to be laughed at and, making jokes about on air, national TV.
Yeah, I don't get it either because, if you look at the NBA, they applaud this.
What was that dude from the Lakers who was 33 years old?
Which one?
Ingram.
Yeah,
Ingram.
Evan Ingram something.
Yeah,
Andre
Ingram.
But whether they're 30 or not, if you come from overseas or if you just came from obscurity, they love those stories. They pump them up. Fred VanVleet got all his love. The highest paid contract of an undrafted free agent. Chris Boucher gets his love. Jeremy Lin had his city on lock for 2 weeks as the greatest point guard the Knicks ever did have. You get Rebecca Gardner, and it's she's 31. And? Shit, I'm 39. How old are you? It's asinine. It really is.
Bro, it is. She's literally one of the best wing defenders in the WNBA. And I'm saying that objectively. You can pull up the tape. The numbers are there, the effort's there. And, she's averaging 10 points right now. I'm pretty sure she's averaging a little bit more over the last 5 or 6. But it's corny. And if I really want to go there, bro, there's only certain people doing this.
Right? Nobody kept saying that Arvydas Sabonis was 30 years old when he came to the league. Did you know that?
Nope.
You have Andre Ingram, Pablo Prigioni Anyone want to guess his age when he came to the league?
He's like 33,
35, right?
He was 35.
Yeah, I remember that.
Marcelo Huertas, 32 years old. He was a Brazilian point guard. He played for the Lakers.
Laker legend.
Yeah. Pero Antic, another EuroLeague dude, he came over at 31 to Atlanta. Like, it's done purposely. That's all I can say, right? It's done purposely. You don't need to add a person's age every time you talk about him. CJ, what you got?
So just the last thing about the big three. I think what's also interesting is that Tracy McGrady has got his one-on-one league that's on the way too. So it's going to be interesting to see if his lasts, because I don't know if Tracy McGrady is going to run into the same issues with his one-on-one league, where he doesn't want anybody with NBA experience in it. And he's literally said no one with NBA experience can participate, as opposed to the big three, which allowed guys from the NBA, which obviously I think Q kind of needed that to market it. But it's interesting that, Tracy McGrady is purposely going away from that, almost as if to kind of make sure he doesn't stand in the NBA's way, or that they don't find him to be a threat, I guess, with his one-on-one league.
They had a one-on-one league before, and they would oftentimes get real, famous players. My favorite one was Kareem versus Gervin. That was like 80, 83, 84.
Why was that your favorite?
Because it showed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's greatness, right? Like, he was probably the smartest player in the history of the NBA. And you can see it in one-on-one against a player who was shorter, quicker.
Are you trolling Philadelphia right now, Chris?
No. Why would I be trolling Philadelphia?
Because that wasn't fun to watch after a while.
What? What do you mean?
Kareem versus Dr. J?
No, Gervin. It was a one-on-one. Iceman. George Gervin.
Oh, okay. I'm like Julius Erving. Okay, I'm sorry. Go. Okay, you got it. My bad.
Yeah, it was.
Harris, how high are you right now?
No, for real.
That's
it's
probably
8:38.
It's
8:38 in the morning, my boy.
I'm here. It was Anyway, they used to play in the middle of the All-Star game, in the middle of other games. They should bring that back. I'm hoping Tracy McGrady's league is successful, and I'm actually hoping that it provides an avenue of ad generation and revenue generation for the big three, as well as the TBT, the basketball tournament. Because, like, if you get that, and then you start if Tracy McGrady works a deal with them saying, hey, this is another way for them to be able to earn, their own money playing the sport they've always played, and we won't do it as it attracted to you. Like, that could actually then be kind of like what we're doing here. And then they can say to advertisers and brands like, hey, you can get a package deal and support 3 leagues, and they could become like a viable business partnership. But, other than that, we just got to wait to see what it is. But you go on YouTube and check out Kareem Abdul-Jabbar versus George Gervin. It's up there. Malayia, good morning. How you doing?
Can you hear me, Chris?
I can.
How you doing, Chris? How you doing? How 808s? Are you acting better today? Are you, have you received Jesus and everything today?
Wait, hold on. Jesus is always on my shoulder and on my side.
Okay. I'm just making sure, because I was worried about you. But you was saying good points, just other than what we was talking about yesterday. But yes, so Brittney Griner plead guilty to her crime, to what she did.
Yes.
What she was accused of.
Yes.
Oh dang. But I hope she comes home I hope they allow her to bring her home. I heard yesterday that the president and vice president talked it to her wife, and hopefully they try their best to bring her home. I hope, look, I'm reading from your title, so I hope DeAndre Ayton gets to go somewhere. Anybody that needs a big man, I really don't know. I know, like, Charlotte needs a big man. I know probably, you don't think Dallas will go? I don't think Dallas will go for him because I think they got Christian Wood, but I don't know where he will go, but and it seems like Brooklyn don't want him, neither does. So I don't know how Phoenix gonna get KD if they don't want none of the guys Phoenix is offering. So, but I think that's mostly what I got to say, and I'm hoping in another sport, Rafael Nadal wins this Wimbledon and stays healthy. But thank you for allowing me up here, Chris, and CJ. You my friend. So what's up, CJ? With all y'all, and always go Warriors, and Candace is the GOAT. Candace Parker is the GOAT. And also, congratulations to Devin Booker, for being the cover boy. Good for him. I used to call him Mr. Kardashian, but now that he broke up with the model of the Kardashians, I got to call him Mr. Booker now. He can't be Mr. Kardashian anymore. That's sad. Hopefully upgrades. But thank you for allowing me up, Chris.
Yeah, thank you for having your take, and you know what, you get a point. That's 2 days back to back where you've pretty much been where you needed to be.
Government cheese, Chris. Government cheese,
bro. Best cheese, grilled cheese sandwiches you can have, man.
Yeah, you obviously okay. You ain't never had. Okay, let me stop.
Better than freshly smoked Gouda.
Well,
nice little slice of provolone. What are you doing?
You're missing what I'm saying. If Dany was up here, like, she would recount what we went through on Hoop Spaces. Because
good thing she ain't.
A lot of people just they don't understand the goodness of government cheese. Shout out to all my poor people.
I can't wait till Kelsey Plum turns the ball over
last night for dinner. I think 808s would have been proud of me. I don't know about Chris. It was provolone.
What you eat?
Extra with the pepper.
Oh yeah.
With cheesesteak.
Oh, a cheese.
That's how you do it.
With provolone and extra peppers. I mean, I ain't mad at you.
Okay, all right.
You ain't beating Chris a veggie sandwich from Jimmy John's.
Hey, look, anytime you choose not the soggy sandwiches that hail from Chicago, it's a win.
I have never heard anyone complain about Italian beef ever in my life.
Well, you come from a city where the city eats nothing but soggy sandwiches. They think it's normal. I don't know.
Hey, Chris, I've been gone for a long. Did you ever pick a WNBA team?
No,
he's still flip flopping.
I haven't. No. See, there is no flip flopping. I said it's either gonna be the Mystics or the Fever.
You said that a month ago.
Hey Jay, listen, he's capping right now. He can't pick between a 5 and 19.
See, like, I'm not capping. Like, I said I need more fans to tell me why I should be a fan of either the Fever or the Mystics. And like, the only fans that I'm getting are biased fans. Like, I want someone like Jay the Wakandan tech support to say, hey, this is why you should like this team.
Bro, I'm a Sparks fan. I'm telling you to stay away until we trade Liz Cambridge for Skylar.
No, actually, that's exactly what you should be a Sparks fan, Chris. You jump on when we're not at our height. You feel me? The Sparks, we're a legendary franchise. Lisa Leslie, come on, Chris, come on board. We're always
Clippers
fans.
Oh, well, you know what? I am going to give them some props. LA Sparks, first WNBA team to 500 wins.
You see it? I mean, it's only because the comics got,
folded,
erased. but I'll take it.
E-Man, what's up, bro? It's been a minute. How you living? Dany D's up here to give 808 some heartache. Dime Drop is here, and Joe the historian. But E-Man, is another hilarious follow. I enjoy his back and forth on Twitter. I laugh. It's funny. What's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah, man. Sad news about Brittney Griner. I honestly don't think she intended to, smuggle drugs in a batshit crazy Russian place like that. She knows better because it's not like she hasn't been there before. She knows the rules. I feel like she just made an honest mistake, and Russia, they don't play, man. Like, I don't know, man. She might just end up serving the whole 10 years. To be honest, I think she's damn near done at this point.
It was remnants of
But what's
loyal.
insane is
hold on.
But what she got caught with, she was supposed to just pay a fine. Like, I think that's the
Jay,
part that's being
Russia don't
underreported.
play with that, man. This ain't America, bro. This Russia, bro. They're crazy out there. I'm not saying it's right, but that's how they operate, bro.
You been to Russia before?
Hell no, but they crazy. You told me they ain't crazy?
I'm just saying, okay. Listen, Brittney Griner is not serving anything. That's the mindset. She's not serving anything. She will be home sooner than you know it. She is not going to be there for how many years you think she is.
That ain't up to you. That's up to Russia.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on.
Russia.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is we speaking positivity into the air. That's what I'm saying.
I'm being real.
Bro, we can be
well,
honest,
Danny, you
bro.
can
We
be
don't have to
real,
be like,
but we can also be real and be sympathetic as well, though.
I
don't
want to set up for y'all. I don't want to set up for no fall. You got to be real. We on Russia's time. We ain't on USCP time. We on their time. They could decide to extend this out all the way to next year if they felt like it, just to be spiteful. Because remember, it's not about prisoners. We're also aiding Ukraine. We also got sanctions on them. We're trying to get everybody to stop buying their oil. So they really pissed about that. So if they could probably throw everything at us at one time and say we want this and this and this, and then next thing you know, we gotta decide if the prisoners that they have are worth the cost for future downlines, because we can't show no weakness as a country either, because then that means that they continue to do whatever they want. That's what I'm saying. Don't sit here and set yourself up to speak. I know we want to be positive, speak into existence, but I'm just being real.
No, Danny, I get that. I just like the statement. Oh, she's gonna serve all 10 years. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't like the phrasing. I don't like how it sounds. And I'm just that's all. I know what you're saying. Like I agree. Like I know all of that.
Myself mentally that she's
it's
going
not
to serve the
just
10 years.
Stuff.
Yeah,
she can serve up to 10 years. That's what.
Well, the biggest thing is we just need to wait until the information is out. With her pleading guilty, it is going to speed things up. And Domo was up here. He did allude to something that is factual. There's very little that can be done until she actually is in the prison system as a convicted criminal in terms of prisoner swaps. The interesting thing that I think will happen is I don't think they're going to get the motion of death, but there are other people that they can swap for who are, equally as guilty for heinous and horrendous crimes. Just remember, when you leave the confines of your house, you are already in some areas, a target of people who have a different worldview within our own country. When you leave the doors of the United States, literally 70% of the world is against you. They might smile and like your money and want to be friends. They aren't here to further what makes us better as a country. That's just the lesson everybody needs to take away from this, is that
read the room, people.
Yep. If you go overseas, sit through like the State Department has briefings. Sit through the briefing, read the disclosed information. The CIA also puts out information on foreign countries. And that's free of use. You can get it online. Anyway, back to basketball, E-Man. What you got for your Wizards?
My what?
Exactly. Your Bucks and Warriors. What do you got? I just wanted to what?
Bucks, Warriors, and Magic. I don't know where you got the Wizards from, but we just
wait, the Bucks or the who?
The Warriors.
The Bucks.
Why Magic, is he up here?
What do you mean? Why is he up here? He's up here to talk.
Chris, wait, hold on, Chris. I don't want to hear shit from you or anybody else ever in the rest of existence.
For
Why are
what?
you so
Dude.
cantankerous? What is wrong with you?
I'm from
Someone put you
Chicago and I
on
live in
accident?
Dallas and I like the Bulls and the Mavericks. And this man is a Bucks and Warriors fan. The
Yeah,
geography don't even make sense.
all you double dippers.
I can explain why I support every team if you want to.
Honestly, no, I don't care.
Yeah, it's the Baskin Robbins rule. Me and Dime are like true to the cause.
Chris,
So
did you cuss out 808s or something?
What?
Chris, did you cuss out 808 or something? Because 808 seemed for the past 2 days, yesterday and today, something else. So did y'all have an argument? Did y'all have a bromance breakup or something?
Switched his provolone for blue cheese. That's what happened.
Oh, Lord.
Guys are just way off base here.
Like, for real. Because they judging our relationship, man?
Dude, like let me see if did I miss a text or something? No.
Actually, you know what? I called you the other day, and I saw you tweeting. You didn't call me back or text me, so that kind of did bother me a little bit.
All right, that's what it is. That's what it is.
And I'm not going to take no sleight of the hands from you no more. I'm trying to be positive over here. Mr. Kelsey Plum, turn over. I heard it, 808. Just look.
Listen,
Can we
Danny.
all just get along?
No.
I mean, all I know is my teammate gave Ariel Powers 32.
And you know what? That is true. We did allow her to have 32. But at the end of the day, it was that Shepherd girl that was backing down Candace and getting fouled. You know what? You and me might agree on this. I don't think the WNBA know how to call big girls properly. That's another discussion for another day. They began Candace and Wilson began too many fouls called on them for no apparent reason. But anyway.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I can't tell you how many times Sylvia got hacked the other day.
Do you remember how many points, rebounds, and assists I said Candace Parker was going to have?
She's supposed to have a triple-double.
Yeah, what'd you say, 13, 8, and 7, something like
that? 13, 10, and 7.
Yeah, what'd she have? I can't remember.
13, 10, and 6.
Oh, wow.
Damn, I was about to go to somebody and he bounced off, so I'll go to Dime Dropper because he's actually here a little bit early. Normally, he's asleep and waking up and not having coffee and having to do things like work. Dime, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How about you guys? I'm happy to see my man Paris in here. I haven't talked to him in a minute.
Doing great. Paris is on a world. He's famous. You didn't know that?
Tour?
Yeah. He's going on a world tour. Spreading the Warriors gospel.
What's he doing?
Hey, Don, if I put two nickels together, does that count? Like, I put that in the bank?
Paris, where you at?
He's on a train.
I'm on a train, man.
To Georgia.
Yeah.
He's literally on a train.
Yeah, man.
How dope is that?
I was gonna say no. I was
Dime.
gonna say something about
I got something to
the officiating.
What?
About the officiating thing. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Because I was going to ask you a Clippers question, but yours is good.
Oh, no, you're asking me to go?
Yeah, say what you're going to say. Oh, jeez.
Oh no!
Just bad.
All I was saying was I made about. Is my sound lagging? You're like me. I don't know because my sound.
Oh, we got the blender.
This is what happens when you say that LA has better tacos than Chicago. Your Wi-Fi goes out.
Oh, wow. 808 with the sneak jab.
Chicago has the second largest Mexican population outside of California.
Yeah. So yesterday I was on Brothers from Another, and I said that the Clippers arguably have had the best offseason so far. They drafted well. They brought the people back they needed to. They did lose Hartenstein, but they picked up somebody named John Wall. I know you're not a huge Wall fan. I think the Clippers, if healthy, are probably one of maybe 4 teams that can actually challenge the Warriors and knock them off their throne next season. What say you, Mr. Dime Dropper?
Well, I agree, but it's not that I'm not a big Wall fan. I actually was a huge Wall fan, but I just am not totally sold on this version of Wall. But that's crazy. You think we've had one of the best off seasons. I think. According to his profile picture. No, I'm just kidding.
Trying it twice here. Just not good today, Dime. Not good at all.
Hey, Chris, I've been watching Wiseman highlights all summer long, so
Wiseman looks good.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. And then just already know all the Kuminga thing. I'm just excited, Chris.
I know. Dime's having issues with connectivity. Look, the reason why I said that the Clippers had arguably the best offseason is they were able to retain the culture players that they left, they lost last year. Like that Patrick Beverly trade hurt the Clippers, culturally speaking. And I think Jerry West and Ty Lue understood that after going through last season. They really doubled down and built a sustainable culture with injuries to both Kawhi and PG at times that they really wanted to bring back everybody. The difference is they couldn't, and they chose John Wall over Isaiah Hartenstein. And that's why I say they're having a really successful year. Culture mattered. And I think the Clippers are going to prove that this year. Go ahead, Paris.
Is Kawhi Leonard the most interesting man in the NBA? Like, I read he had 16 NBA players like fly out or come out to San Diego to play basketball with him. I was like, and then Chris, I kind of want to know your obsession with Amir Coffey too, as well. I guess after I get done talking, but Kawhi Leonard, man, that guy, man, and then you have this billionaire that's excited about him as well, like that owns the team, like, and he doesn't say much. Like, you gotta love Kawhi Leonard, man. The only NBA player in NBA history to be a seasonal player and just have success, right? You gotta love it, man.
Why don't you like Amir Coffey?
No, I just thought I don't like him. I wouldn't have known about him if it wasn't for you, Chris.
Oh, you'll know about him this year.
I think the most.
Caffeine.
That's a shame. That's a shame for you. He had a great year this year.
No, I know, Chris. It's just you talk about him, too much.
Well, okay. So the one thing that I can say is I scouted him, right? Like I've seen Amir Coffey play probably now for 8 years, 9 years, and I knew he was going to make the league. And when he had his chance this past season due to injuries, he stepped up. He's a good story. That's all it is, man.
Oh, you mean like when you brought his name up for like 5 weeks straight?
Amir Coffey.
Thank you, 808s. And then again,
he needed to get
Amir Coffey.
Coffee time, man. Put a double shot of espresso.
Who's getting that point guard position for the Clippers? Who's winning that?
John Wall.
I hope it's
Reggie's gonna come off the bench, man.
Did Dime just say Reggie? I like this.
I want Reggie, but we'll see. We've had a lot of conversations about it on the timeline, but we'll see.
Okay, man. Like Reggie's gonna fit into that 6-man role perfectly. It's okay. I want to give some shout outs down below. We're hitting the 12 o'clock. I got a call. I'm gonna push that back until like 12:30, 12:45. Shout out to Hoop Spaces Ryan. Shout out to K.Lou. If you need some more women's basketball talk, check out K.Lou and the Women's Basketball Podcast. Dia is in the building. Phenomenal photographer and a wonderful, wonderful human being. If you need some positivity on your timeline, that is somebody definitely you should follow. Justin Patton's in the building. You can check him out on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. He's got a goal to get a certain amount of subscribers. I just say subscribe. Like I should probably put a goal on ours, but I just say go to YouTube and subscribe. Also, if you missed any part of the show or if you're just now finding us and you want to hear what we're like a little bit more, you can actually head over to YouTube right now and type in Hoop Spaces and go to the channel and check out some of our past content powered by audiolabs.io. And the recordings that I have prior to this won't be able to be used really, at least not in this instance, because a lot of it has copyright material, mostly music, and we don't want to put that on there because once we get to a certain point, we won't be able to monetize off of that. Anyway, those are my shout outs. So make sure you follow them up on stage. We have somebody brand new, ladies and gentlemen, Johnathan Williams. Welcome, sir. Thank you for finding us and spending any part of your day here. We're appreciative. How are you today?
I am great. Thank you for having me. First time on here. So I truly have enjoyed the past few hours or so, however long it's been. I've lost track of time because that's how good the conversation has been. Long-time NBA fan. I currently work. I shouldn't say this. I will say it though. I work for ESPN. I'm on the NBA team, so I sort of all my comments are my comments, not comments of ESPN. Hate that I have to say that, but I love my job and I don't want to lose it.
Yeah, we don't want to lose it either. Don't worry, you're in a safer place than some other stuff.
But I keep my comments like when y'all mention Kawhi, he's one of my favorite guys. Why do I say that? One of my first NBA games in San Antonio, he comes in this like 90-something Tahoe, and I was like, why is he in this Tahoe? This thing is old. He keeps every penny. He is smart about his money. He flies under the radar. He's not in the news, and if he is in the news, it's something about flying players so he could practice the games. Now, that's good news to me because that means he wants the Clippers to be better. He wants himself to be better, and he does what he needs to do on the court and not out in the world with stupid stuff, running around doing stupid stuff. And the other one is the billionaires keeping that team, and Lou is keeping that team together because they have to. When that new stadium, when that new arena opens up, and they hop into their own world, and they have to fund and function and have advertisements and all that other stuff, they're gonna need the best team they can have in that building to make the most amount of money that they can make. Those are my comments. Thank you once again for allowing me to be a part of your space this morning.
Oh, absolutely, Jonathan. That's what we're here for. And make sure you shoot a follow. We got spaces covering individual teams you might want to hop into, but we're here Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. We'll go back up to the hands. Let's see. We got Malayia. She wants to add in here. CJ, and then we'll hit up, I almost said it again. We'll hit up Flash, and then we'll get ready to talk some more Summer League. I want to ask what your opinion is on Josh Giddey, and also I want to see, what do you really think about Chet Holmgren? We talked about it a little bit yesterday, but if we have an objective comparison because they played a back-to-back, I want to give you some stats and ask a question with that. Malayia, go ahead. You got 60 seconds.
Okay. Josh Giddey is big worm, big perm. Can you hear me, Chris? And Chet is that dude. And also, if you haven't discussed Devontae Graham, he got arrested according to CBS 17 News. He got arrested for a DUI, just saying. If y'all haven't discussed that, I'm not going to go more into it, but that's what happened. Yeah, Josh Giddey, big worm, big perm, Chet that dude. And for the Clippers to get close to us, they gotta be on Kawhi. Is Kawhi gonna come back? I think he tore his Achilles, I believe, or part of it. It's gotta be, to see if he come back like KD and Clay did. They came back, he come back at least like 90% of himself. We'll see. I just hope James Wiseman, because he's turning. If he don't get back healthy, he's looking like Sam Bowie right now. Give me a point, Chris, because it's the truth. He looks like Sam Bowie.
It's not the truth.
It's the truth. He looking like Sam Bowie or the guy that got drafted before KD. He looking like that right now. Because the guy that was drafted before Wiseman and the guy that was drafted after Wiseman and a couple of picks later with Tyrese Halliburton, they starting to look like they better if he don't get his behind back healthy. Just telling you the truth. Wiseman, you down there and listening, I'm telling you the truth. You starting to look like Sam Bowie, bro. You better get healthy or they're going to be like, you Sam Bowie. Next, you the Gen Z Sam Bowie. Okay? Telling the truth.
Are you chewing? Are you eating or chewing gum?
I'm chewing gum, my friend. I gotta keep my breath smelling fresh, okay?
Or can you chew it any louder?
Yeah, can you knock it next time instead of gum?
Okay, I'm sorry. But anyways, but yeah, Sam Bowie starting to look. Not Sam Bowie. James Wiseman is starting to look.
We're gonna stop slandering Sam
I'm
Bowie.
not. I just said
you are. No, I understand he may have lived up to, obviously being drafted before Michael Jordan. I understand that. But the man still has some successful years in the NBA. He made the all-rookie team. Like, we really got to lay off of the slandering type.
He became injury prone. That's why. He also
was drafted in the 80s. What did you expect? Medicine was not the same.
Okay, what about the guy drafted before KD?
He had a 10-year career. So we couldn't actually use that comparison because Wiseman hasn't played.
Okay, what about the guy drafted before KD? Because that's the only people you compare this to Wiseman to.
Not Greg Oden. Greg Oden had essentially.
Is she serious right now?
Yeah, she should.
Chris, mute the room, please.
Oh my God!
Greg Oden was one of the best prospects coming out of college basketball ever.
Wiseman was too.
No,
Wiseman was too. Coming out of college, yes, he was
Wiseman
too.
did not have the impact that Greg Oden had. Malayia, I don't know how old you are, but I'm telling you,
oh my God! I'm 22.
People were saying Greg Oden was a bona fide Hall of Famer. Okay, like they anointed him the next big man. James Wiseman was anointed as a phenomenal prospect with uber athleticism, but needs to develop his game. Like, there was a difference. They said Greg Oden, who looked 40 at 18, was going to walk in the league and give people 20 and 12, right? With 2 blocks and 3 assists. That's what they said. And, like, they didn't realize he had the knees of a 30-year-old Amari Stoudemire. Like, I hate that it happened to him. But, like, Wiseman was different. Like, Wiseman had an issue. He is still actually growing. His actual growth is causing him to be more susceptible to these nagging injuries. So the Warriors more than likely just said, yo, we just going to take your time and let the natural progression happen. We're going to ease you in. It's the same thing like Kawhi, right? Load management. They're just doing it at younger age.
Okay. Then who you going to compare him to? If he ain't Sam Bowie or Greg Oden, who is James Wiseman?
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Dang, Gina, dang. That's sad. Danny, back me up because I know you're a Warriors fan. Help me convince me that Wiseman is going to be okay. Convince me.
Be okay.
CJ too.
He's raw. He's raw talent. That's the thing. He's very raw, and people got to remember he only played like 6 games in college. It's different transitioning from college to the NBA. Especially if his body is still trying to adjust to him, because men have a different growth spurt than women, so his could be coming in late, like Chris is saying. So no, I believe in Wiseman, and I just take his time. We got Looney in the back, and well in the front because he played all the 101 games last year, and we're gonna ride him till we can't ride him no more, and give Wiseman the time to grow. Wiseman is fine. Wiseman can shoot a 3. He got a nice shot. We just gotta get the fundamentals down. He's all right, Malayia. He's all right.
I just want the dude to stay healthy. That's all.
He's played. Well, he's only been hurt once. Like
literally once.
Once.
He hasn't played 2. He only played what 36 games last year, and then didn't miss the whole season.
Malayia,
he played 45 games.
To hurt yourself.
Okay, he's played 45 games in 3 years. He was hurt. He re-aggravated. They kept him out, which was the long-term smart play. I want to get Flash in here. I want to get CJ in here. I want to say thank you to all of you who have made your pre-Friday hoop spaces. I want to say, let's see. I see Eddie in the building. We've got Jordan here, Dylan. If you want some more Pacific Northwest sports, check out Dylan's podcast. We also have Taylor J, new mom. Shout out to the new mom. It's the first time I've been to see her being able to come in here today. So happy for your blessing. I hope everything is great. All right, Flash, what's up?
Hey, guy. So I was going to talk about Ayton, but I'm going to start with Wiseman because I think we need to have some context behind this. But he got drafted to a team that just won a championship without him. So I don't think he's going to develop as quickly as all the other players will that are number one or number two options. He's probably coming in this season as probably the fourth, maybe fifth option, depending on which lineup they run. It's because Anthony Edwards, he's probably the number one option other than Cat. You can pick, but I think they're leaning towards Edwards now. You got LaMelo, who's automatically the number one on the Hornets, and Halliburton just got traded to the Pacers. Well, he will be the number one option. So, and then for Ayton, I think if he does get traded to the Pacers, then you're probably looking at players like Miles Turner and Buddy Hield going just to fit the cap requirements for Ayton. And then you could see Jay Crowder going to the Pacers as well, which they could flip for a first. But that's all I have to say.
Yeah, the Ayton, and this is one of the reasons why he's in that show card. Ayton, I think, is the key to finishing up free agency, right? The fact that he isn't signed to an offer sheet yet for the Suns to match is a sign of a broken system, in my estimation. Indiana has been linked to him. San Antonio has also been linked to him. If Evan is in the building, he can come up and possibly speak on that. The Nets, I don't want him. If the Nets wanted DeAndre Ayton and they thought that he would be acceptable, like you could build a package of Ayton, Johnson, future first, and Mikal Bridges, right? So you're getting two starters, a sixth or seventh guy off the bench, plus multiple first. And like that could be a package where then they could turn around and flip Ayton, but it's like the Nets don't even want to bother with that. And we need Ayton to move because that'll give us the resolution we need in Brooklyn. And depending on how that happens, we'll know whether KD is traded or not. And if he's not, then the rest of free agency is going to unfold, and we'll probably see another trade, maybe Donovan Mitchell. So right now, like the reason why we should be paying attention to Ayton is he honestly is. What was it? The in Ghostbusters, y'all remember the gatekeeper and the keymaster? Yeah, there you go. He's one of those two people. Give myself a point. CJ, what you got?
This whole thing with Wiseman, like I get annoyed because Warrior fans, every time they hear news about Wiseman, it's always the worst thing in the world if it ain't about him playing. And it's like, to your point earlier, Chris, he's only been injured once and he had one setback. Like, if nothing else, we should be appreciative of the fact that they're not trying to force him back early or that they're not trying to rush this process, because long term, it is going to help him and it is going to help the organization so that he can stay healthy after he gets past all this. This whole notion that he's injury prone and then trying to compare him to Greg Oden or Sam Bowie, like that doesn't really matter. The fact of the matter is that let's just hope that he gets healthy and then he will thrive in the role that they want him in, because based on what I've heard from his interviews and when he's done like these press conferences, the guy's got a good head on his shoulders and he has a good mindset on what he needs to do for the team. So like all we should be hoping for is that he's able to get out there and play. Like, stop comparing him to everybody else and be wondering why he always getting injured. He hasn't always been getting injured. He's only been injured once, people, and then he had a setback because his knee started to swell. And they said, you know what, we're going to shut you down because we don't want to run the risk of messing your knee up any worse, especially with all the blowback that happened when KD came back from his injury and all the crap that got spewed around about the organization after that happened. So they're trying to be super cautious, just like they are with Ryan Rollins, who they also shut down for Summer League, although it may not have been necessary. They're just being extra cautious. That's all it is.
All right. Yeah, I think also not seeing him in summer league has caused people to get worried in a way that they don't really need to really get worried, right? I think the fact that he's progressed to 5-5, he's working with the team. I think everything will be fine. And honestly,
Warriors just won a damn championship like a month ago. Like, what are we doing?
well,
Chris, what are we doing?
when you're on top, bro, you want to stay on top.
Hey, if I'm being completely honest, 808, you want to know what it is? It's the fear that can't happen again next year. That's what it is. Like, you look at what the Clippers have done. You look at what Boston has done to retool their roster. There are Warrior fans who probably won't openly admit it, but they're worried that because of the quote-unquote lack of moves, although no one wants to take into consider their financial situation, that people are concerned that the Clippers have upgraded, they're going to be healthy, Boston is upgraded and is going to be healthy, and other teams who are playoff teams have made sneaky moves to get better. Everybody is walking around in Dub Nation and is like, oh crap, like we need to be the best we can be immediately so that we can still be up there in the conversation. And some people, whether they want to admit it or not, are just legitimately nervous that that's not going to be the case.
CJ, how Mac McClung gonna help us? Explain. I know he's very talented, but is he gonna be like third string backup point guard?
He's only there for summer league. Like, read the press release. They grabbed him to put him on the team because they needed a body. It's in the press release, literally.
Thank you, Chris.
Summer league.
So you're a part of the Lakers after summer league?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Because I heard he signed a two-way with the Lakers a couple months ago. So like,
and you see, Chris, this is why nobody likes or respects Warriors fans.
Don't
These
worry.
fools just want These fools just won a championship behind Steph Curry, and we talk about some dude named Keonis. Like, what are we talking about? Y'all discredit this man every single opportunity y'all
Matt
get,
McClung.
and then get mad when we do it.
Matt McClung. If you see him in a Warriors uniform in the middle of the season, something bad happened. Okay, you don't need to worry. Like, as long as Steph.
I'm not worrying because as long as we got Steph and Clay, I'm not worrying. Neither Draymond.
When you need him, man.
He's down there probably laughing.
Our team is fine.
I think Baldwin Jr. was a great pickup.
We got some good guys on there, and it's also about building up our youth with the Kumingas, the Witherspoon, Rollins. That's about having a youth and those being able to hold 2 or 3 or 4 minutes when you give your vets rest. That's the point.
What you need to be watching is Moses Moody.
Yeah.
Right.
That's who you need to be watching, not Matt McClung.
Right.
I like the way. Shout out Georgetown. But Moses Moody is the dude you need to watch.
Right.
Like
well, I know that. I'm just saying. I'm just talking, because he's the newer player on the summer league roster. That's why. And I know Moody and I forgot Lord Kuminga gonna be good.
Malayia,
if I'm saying the right name.
I love how Warriors fans are already saying that they're going to be good, even though it takes years to arc your career and be a productive player. Unless you are one of a handful.
Right.
Well, sometimes you can kind of tell, though, Chris, granted.
But see, this is
like with Damian Lillard, I saw that very early in summer league. I said, "Oh, this guy's going to be something."
Yeah. You remember what Kobe Bryant's rookie year was?
Well, yeah, but that's
exactly.
Did Kobe make his first All-Star in his second year or first year?
Kobe, his third year.
Yeah, his third year.
Yeah.
So what was his? Because he became an All-Star at 19. So what? He came in the league at 17.
Drafted that.
Yeah, he came right out of high school.
Yeah, he came
at 17. Like his first season, he was just 17 years old.
He got
he didn't hardly play when his first year.
He got 15 minutes per game his first year, 26 minutes per game his second year. The third year is when he jumped. He had 38.
So that's when he became an All-Star at 19. So dang, dude was young as hell.
So like every player requires time unless you are a handful of people. Even Steph Curry required time to translate his game from Davidson to the league. Like, you're good. You just won a chip. And
then why they pressure these young stars then to be great right away? If players like Steph and other players took years to get great.
Money.
Because they watch the NCAA tournament and they expect them to play that way against people who are been honing their craft for a number of years.
Well, no. Like, this is a business thing, right? Younger player, cheaper contract, allows you to afford older player, more expensive contract, right? That's cost control talent. That's all this is. So we have now entered the period where we require young players to actually play more to afford the contracts that these veteran players have. And then we have PR departments and social departments who are trying to, once again, get your eyes on the screen, so they need to hype up said young player instead of telling you the truth that Moses Moody can be really good. He's going to fit in. He needs to develop, and these are what he needs to do to be an effective player at the NBA level. The Warriors are doing it right. They just don't fans just get impatient because they've had the success. So, like, again, chill. You're good. Like, you are not, the Washington Wizards.
But I think, Chris, where I'm coming from is from Malaya's point. You see, you and CJ and other people, you pay attention to the sport. You have your ears to the street. You're the secret GM for the Sacramento Kings.
I have never worked for the Sacramento Kings. I do not work for the Sacramento Kings. Shout out Paris.
No, he working for the Raptors or the Miami Heat G League organization, because he seemed like he more in them than his own Sixers.
Nope.
Before the common man that doesn't read the full story, who don't read the full story. That's why I said what I said. Because the most average basketball watcher, the average entertainment person, they only watch the NCAA tournament and expect those boys to do the same thing when they get to the NBA. I understand what you're saying. You're clearly right. I'm just saying, for the common man, the plumber, the one that's in the bar that watch the ESPN highlights and the YouTube highlights, that's their mindset. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, college basketball is trash. Why would I watch that?
Wait, so is it rude?
Oh, snap, he took it there.
So wait, so then is it rude to say then we need to be a better consumer of the sport, or is that like?
I've been saying that. Like,
yeah.
So
expectations are too high for somebody that doesn't have the experience or understand their craft or actually has put in work and time for their craft. That's why I don't like to put pressure on these young cats like Wiseman.
And then, oh, my bad, Chris.
Go ahead. You're good.
I was gonna say 808s. I don't blame you for saying that the college game is crap, because I personally agree with you. Like, I feel like there's adjustments that need to be made, but that's just me.
All you,
it's not fun.
All you anti-college basketball people hurt my feelings, man.
I'm not anti-college basketball. I just feel like it needs to be improved, and there's ways to improve it to where the guys who come into the league can translate better. But that's just
Chris.
No, there's
I ain't gonna lie to any of y'all.
Basketball. It's called the women's NCAA.
I was just going to say that.
Watch real basketball. Watch the women. Okay.
I think a big thing they need to probably consider. They really need to consider changing the shot clock time to either 24 or closer to 24 seconds for men's college hoops, I feel like.
They already made it 30, Origami. Like, that's not the issue. There's other issues that they could fix to make the game more exciting and more transferable for guys when they're coming to the NBA. But that's
it's a complicated process. The issue more is how they're developed prior to getting to college. There's now a greater talent disparity, right? Like, that's all this. It's cyclical. Football went through it. They're out.
Oh man, yep. The spread offenses versus the West Coast offenses.
Like, what we're going into, people are saying it's the death of the specialist. Ladies and gentlemen, there were no such thing as specialists until there were specialists. Right? So, like, we're just going back to a place where now you have to be, once again, a well-rounded basketball player. When you look at the history of the game, those who are great oftentimes are what? well-rounded in fundamentals, and then they end up having like a speciality. It's very rare, once again, that you get a LeBron James that can do 7 out of 10 things at 18 in the league and then works his ass off for 15 years to get better at 2 of the other 10. I want to give a shout out to Sandy, who's in the building. Sandy Side Up is the handle if you want to shoot her a follow. One of the femme fatales of the best Raptors podcast you can listen to, Dishes and Dimes. Let's see, who else is down there? What's up, Money? Money's down there. Yankees Pride is down there. JFK, man, I'm kind of surprised you ain't pop up. And shout out to Danielle. It's good to see you. We got about another 5 minutes. What are you guys thinking on the way out? We'll go to
I was depending on Donovan Mitchell to save my franchise. I wouldn't want to come up here either.
Oh, point. Yo, that Donovan Mitchell to Miami is like the worst secret in the history of NBA secrets.
I just love how I've said it for the last 2 years that Jimmy Butler's going to blow a tire, and he does it, and then everybody just, ignores it.
It's because we love Jimmy Butler, man.
I don't know why.
Because he's a dog.
He got that dog in him, huh?
Got that dog in him. What you got, Origami, on your way out?
So this is a super hot take. I have said this before in some other spaces. I'm not sure if I've said it here, but I think if the Warriors want to do a win now move, say again.
If it's bad, you're going to complain, man. I'm telling you.
Don't let them finish, Chris. Do not let them finish.
If the Warriors want to do a win now move, I feel like they should trade Damian Lillard for Andrew Wiggins.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Yo,
it's never.
Yeah.
I told you not to let him finish that, Chris.
If Dame wants to play at home, he'll play at home on his last contract, 1 year.
Dame already said it. He's going to stay in Portland because he's going to get them a championship. He's loyal.
Like I said, it'll be the only way he plays is his last year.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's it. The ship has sailed.
So, Chris.
What's up, Danielle? How you doing?
Good. I talked to my brother, right?
Yeah, what's up?
And because people are always like, what does your brother think about the Kevin Durant? And he was like, tell him it ain't gonna happen. Tell him it ain't gonna happen. It's most likely it ain't gonna happen. Like, I know everybody think it's gonna happen, but it's not.
It's not. If they wanted it to happen, it would have already happened, and we wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have leaked into the press that they had the conversation. We just would have woke up one day and boom, Kevin Durant traded. That's yeah.
But
your brother's right.
He's in the process of writing a book, but he's thinking of stepping outside of basketball. So he was like, ask your peoples, who do you think? And I was like, so you could write a book about Curry, but you can't write a book about Clay? You whack.
Look, if he wants to write outside the sport, let him spread his wings. It's only going to make him a better writer and make more money. Joe, happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, it was yesterday, but thank you so much. I just wanted to make sure I appreciate the shout out and stuff like that. That's it. I'm at work, so I just want to say that real quick. Appreciate you, Chris.
All right. Hey, have a good day at work. JFK, you heard the name. You're responding. What you got?
Give me one, Chris. 1 second, Chris.
All right. One. Oh, did 808s duck? Yo, where did 808s go? Wow.
He running from the grind.
All right, Chris, I'm back. First of all, it's Nnamdi Vincent over Kobe White every day. I ain't trying to hear none of that talk from a Bulls fan. You can be happy with the Zach LaVine contract. You still got the past this prime Vucevic or the guy from Orlando or whatever it is. DeMar DeRozan is not him, and that can go alluded to the Toronto development because he never could get past LeBron, and he still can't get past Jimmy Butler. So I don't want to hear it about the development of Toronto. I literally got like 30 seconds, Chris, so I'm about to get it all out. Shouts out to Glenn Rice because he is our head scouter. So this is the reason why we've been picking up a lot of better players. Chris, you came in with some nastiness yesterday talking about Bimbo Coles and all these other boys and Darrell Wright. But you forgot when you did pick up Dwayne Wade, who arguably is the second best player to come out that 2003 draft, Chris. Like, come on now. And if we really want to talk about development, I mean, if you really look at it, Chris, how many all-star participations has the Toronto Raptors have compared to Miami Heat? And I'm talking about skills challenge, 3-point challenges, and even dunk challenges. You get what I'm saying? It just doesn't compare. But other than that, yeah,
You
808's definitely a
realize that we said in the last like 10 years, bro. And you going all the way back to 2002.
Chris, you went all the way back to Bimbo Coles. I can't even and Atkinson. You get what I'm saying? I can't go that far without telling you that we changed things up. It's not the Ron Rothstein team no more. It's past that. It's the Pat Riley team. So let's just go ahead and understand that Pat Riley has a whole bunch of boys on the scouting team. One of them is one of them boys that was coaching Dwayne Wade, and another one is from Kentucky who scouted out Bam and Hero. He was looking at Ty Williams this year, but we felt like Nikola Jovic is a better selection at the stretch four. So I'm ready to see him again in Las Vegas or wherever we're going to Summer League. But yeah, we're looking good. And yeah, Donovan Mitchell, there's a reason why David Fisdale and Dwayne Wade are over there in Utah Jazz. So go ahead and destroy that team, and we just get pick out the pickings or whatever we want. Yeah, and we're going to be okay for next year. Still the number one team in the East. Appreciate it, Chris.
Shout out Heat legend Robert Dozier. I hope you have a good day, JF. All right, final takes. Malayia, did you want to say anything? Nope. All right, Danny.
Wait, I'm back. You see how rebound? I come back. Anyways, not really, but go Warriors. Candace the GOAT. And yeah, I'm done.
All right. Appreciate it. Danny, final thoughts?
Thank you for wonderful spaces again, Chris. It's so nice to put the face and the voice together. It warmed my heart yesterday. I felt like I told my husband, I know these people up here. I know them. I feel like a kid. Okay? So it's such an honor to talk to such a great superstar, and hoping to forget the little people like me down here. Wonderful spaces today. Looking forward to Summer League. Looking forward to the WNBA All-Star game this weekend. My husband and I, we're going to go watch Thor tonight. We'll see how it is. Batman still rocks. Holler.
Yeah.
I just want to say shouts out to you on yesterday's show, man. It was a great segment. Appreciate it. Hope you can be on more often.
Oh, appreciate it, JF. Johnathan, you want to add anything for a final shot?
Sorry about that. I was looking for the mute button. No, I'm good. Once again, I appreciate the opportunity of being in the room. I look forward to more days like this. Thanks.
Anytime. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern usually. Although with it being summer, I will take the liberty of taking an extra day here or there. Origami, man, appreciate you popping in. Final shot.
Oh, thank you. Just want to give a shout out to you, Chris. I mean, keep doing your thing, man. Like I really enjoy the way you do things here. And I wish you much success.
All right, appreciate it. Yeah, I've got nothing. I hope y'all have a good day.
You forgot about me, Chris?
Oh, CJ, my fault, man. Final shot.
Sheesh. First of all, big ups to Chris and Hoop Spaces and all that you do, man. Congrats again on being on Brother from Another. You did a great job. Again, love the Ice Cube and Easy E vibes you was giving. That was awesome. Shout out to the West Coast. It's the best coast. And one last thing. Y'all check out the Unathletic Podcast. It is a great podcast hosted by yours truly. It is coming out tomorrow. I will be talking Summer League, and I will be talking just free agency in general, and trying to make you all a better fan, because I am an unathletic man who enjoys athletic sports. And I don't hate the fact that these guys are athletic. And me and Chris have that in common. We are unathletic guys who enjoy talking about athletes. So check that out tomorrow. It should come out around 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern Standard Time. But if not, just look for it on tomorrow. It will be out on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. And also retweet. Like, same thing with Chris. Just retweet our stuff, because that's our currency as content creators. That's the least y'all could do to help us out if y'all enjoy what we do, because you don't have to pay for it currently, okay? Just be appreciated. Like, share, subscribe, retweet, all that good stuff. Even word of mouth. Go tell somebody who likes sports about us, man. We trying to do something here.
All right, there you go. Get a plug in while you can. I used to be athletic. Life is funny that way.
Lucky you, Chris. I never was.
Yeah, no, I lost my athleticism, unfortunately. Age and military service take a toll on you, bro. I got some good news. All right, I've got some really good news. And Ryan already dipped out. Damn. So I'll have to say it to him. I have the phone call that I'm telling you about is with audiolabs.io. Shout out to audiolabs.io. They are in a beta where they actually take the space and publish it and produce it for us onto YouTube. And I'm looking at possibly getting more content creators either funneled through us to them or to them directly. So we'll have that to talk about. So if you are a content creator, there are avenues out here. And if you look at my pinned tweet, I don't normally do this, but somebody actually asked me to pin that specific thing. If you look at my pinned tweet, it's a truism, right? If you have an idea and you haven't tried it, it's because you've told yourself you can't do it. Now, it doesn't matter why you can't do it, right? It could be a reason outside of your control. You don't have enough time, you don't have enough money, you have other obligations, but you don't need to stop working at it. Like, someone asked me how I did this, and I literally sat down every day and wrote this out. What do I think about this? If this happens, this. And I did it over and over and over and over again. That wasn't me hosting spaces. That wasn't me watching extra games, breaking down film. That was me sitting down with an idea that I have yet to try, figuring out how I'm going to get myself there to try. That's what I want to leave you with today. If you have an idea, sit down, invest in yourself, and write it out. Because that's where it all starts. That's the first step. All right, there you go, everybody. I will see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. If the phone call goes super good, then I won't. But I'm just expecting it to be a regular call. I want to give everybody a shout out. Thank you to everybody who came up here and spoke on stage. Tonight is Thursday, so check out the Hoopstresses. Should be around 8 or 8:30 p.m. tonight. I'm pretty sure other people have spaces as well. All right, now I can hit this button. Also tonight, Summer League on ESPN. That is right. Basketball is a year-round sport now, and for that I am ever grateful. As I've ditched the NFL and most of Major League Baseball. I don't do hockey. Tonight, Oklahoma will play the Sixers, 6 p.m. on ESPN3. Grizzlies play the Jazz, 8 p.m. on ESPN3. But the Vegas doubleheader, tonight at 10, Houston and Orlando, Jabari Smith, Paolo Banchero, and then we'll get to see Jaden Ivey and Detroit host Portland and Shaedon Sharpe. 11:59. Ladies and gentlemen, that is literally 8 hours of basketball. Go enjoy it. Watch it as you do, and we'll be back here tomorrow talking about it. Peace out.